Hi, Annette, you want to speak about this Dorothy? You want to speak about in the board meeting?
So you're now live.
Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening. Okay, Ms. White, you can make your introduction.
I'm on TV.
Now,
Yeah, we're live.
good evening. Due to the COVID-19 crisis, Hanley Hills is conducting a virtual CDBG grant hearing with a board meeting. Immediately following the hearing, residents and guests that may be watching, please follow these examples. First, sign in, such as Mary Doe or John Smith. This will help us maintain a record of those who are actually signed in. This is especially needed for the CDBG grant. After you have signed in, if you have comments, you may write them below the video. And if there is an opportunity, the board will address the comments. Also, please note that you can drop off handwritten comments to City Hall and they will be addressed.
No, it goes live.
These are trying times for all of us. Your cooperation and patience is greatly appreciated. Again, good evening and welcome. Now let us proceed with our CDBG public hearing. Ms. Dorothy, please read the presentation for the CDBG application.
Good evening again. I just wanted to let you know that please do make comments, either where you can, I believe they call it chat, or if you want to and you have a handwritten comment that you need to make, you can make a handwritten comment and bring it to City Hall at 7713 Utica Drive, and we will address your comments. The first part is this is a CDBG public hearing, and that is the CDBG stands for Community Development Block Grant. The U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, Community Development Block Grant provides annual grants on a formula basis to entitle cities and counties to develop viable urban communities by providing decent housing and a suitable living environment, and by expanding economic opportunities, principally to low to moderate income persons. The national objectives are primarily benefit low and moderate income residents, to eliminate slums and blight, and to alleviate urgent, serious, and critical community needs that are of recent origin. And this can come in many different forms. Any way that you can desire to help the community, you can utilize a block grant to do that, with some limitations. And things that are ineligible are improvements to buildings used for conduct of government, such as a city hall, fire stations, community centers, ADA improvements to government buildings, general government expenses such as regular trash pickup, political activities such as campaigns, voter registration drives, activities that support religious worship, or eligible. But you can use the CDBG grant for infrastructure and public facilities improvement, clearance activities, public services, rehabilitation, and preservation activities. If there are any residents out there, if you have any questions, you can feel free to call me or call City Hall at 314-725-0909. We do this annually, and we have gotten CDBG funds over the years. They have been used for our streets. They have been used for home improvement activities. So this is a time where normally, if it were not for this COVID-19 crisis, we would be having our residents here, and they would give us comments on how they want the money to be used. So if you have comments regarding how you would like to see the funds used, whether you want it for streets, whether you want it for home improvement, whether you want it for something else to improve your community, please let City Hall know, either by making a comment on this live stream or by doing a written comment to bring in, or you can mail it to City Hall at 7713 Utica Drive, UTICA Drive, and that would be Hanley Hills, Missouri, 63133. So that's the presentation on what CDBG is, what it can be used for, and we really do want your comments.
That's a question about the grant.
Sure.
Trustee, Chair White and other board members. The grant, can it be used to maintain our vacant homes, beautify them? Can it be
Well,
used for
I
that?
would have to say, it says infrastructure and public facilities improvement. And on that, it says acquisition, construction, reconstruction, rehabilitation of installation of public facilities and improvement. But then that's talking about neighborhood centers. I'm not certain, that's a question that I would have to put to Mitch Marcoux to see if we could do that. I am not certain about that. It does have a national objective of eliminating slums and blight. If we could somehow prove that that's a blight problem, then we might be able to do it.
I believe a lot of residents would agree that it is. I had a call today on a house on Underhill that's abandoned, vacant. The residents are concerned about it. So that's one reason why I'm asking. Will we be able to use it?
Well, I'll put that
Things like
question
that.
to Mitch Marcoux. He's our CDBG specialist, and he'll have to answer that question, whether or not he could utilize it too. What do you want to do with the vacant building?
I mean, if we can use it to keep them, basically the yards together and or board them up.
Well, we already have those services from the Public Works Department. It's supposed to be taking care of all of those. And so I don't think we can do that because they still have private owners.
That's right.
And I don't think that would be able to be done.
But what about the ones that owners are unfounded?
Well, that's the same thing. They might be unfounded, but they still have owners.
The only way that there was in the Municipal League's magazine regarding nuisance property. The only way that Hanley Hills can address a vacant issue is you must try to make a diligent effort to find the owner of the property. Putting it in newspapers, putting it in somewhere where the public can see it. And then you can think about where you can go from there. But whether the properties are abandoned or whatever, they have owners listed. And we can't just go and just take it over. We have to make an effort to try to find them. And once it's declared a nuisance, then we can go forward after the city declares that it's a nuisance property, and we have made every effort to find the owner.
That is understood. I just want to know if the grant, if we can, someday we might be able to use the grant.
My thought is that it probably would not be used for that because it's really private property.
Right.
It's not city property. And I don't think it would be, but like I said, I'll ask Mitch whether or not it can be used
So
for
the
that.
city just has the right to go and cut the grass if it becomes too high. That's the only thing.
And
that we
charge
can
the
do.
owner.
Build them.
Okay.
And put a lien on their property. We can't do that.
Right.
And we can declare it a nuisance property.
Right.
We can do that too.
My suggestion is that it goes back to the streets so we can continue to work on our streets.
Excuse me, I think, is that okay if I speak? I think that's a good idea. Basically, always usually, except for one time that I can remember, use it on the streets. And I think it should be maybe divided since Parks and Trees budget is very slim to me, and maybe divide that, and we're trying to maybe get the senior registry together, and maybe we can put a little on that so we can take care of the seniors in the village.
Dividing it up is only $20.
Right, it's not enough.
Well, I mean, even if the registers, the seniors had $1,000, that would help pay for the gas and to take them to the store and bring them back or whatever. It would just help with the gas.
Do we have a van or something that takes the seniors?
No, we don't have a van. We use our cars, and I'm willing to do that.
That might be something. to
And there
look
might
into
be
first.
others that might be willing to do that too.
I'm sorry, I missed it.
To
To
do
do what?
Get a
The
van.
seniors for doctor's appointments or the medicine to the drugstore or they need to go to the grocery store.
Well, I've heard, we've been on calls from different WebEx calls, different Zoom calls, and they have said that some CDBG money may become available for COVID-related matters. But I'm not the expert on this, and I would have to talk to Mitch to see what exactly, how could that money be used? Because the impression that I'm getting is it's a different pool of money than what we're talking about with the grants we usually use it for, streets or,
Yes,
That's
we do.
been Hanley Hill
Those
District.
are only two.
but with what has come up with the pandemic, we're hearing different officials say that there may be CDBG grant money for COVID purposes. But again, I'd have to discuss that with Mitch to see how would that work? What are the parameters and guidelines for it? They're very clear about the guidelines for the eligible things, such as eliminating slums and blight and making sure it serves low and moderate income people, and that it alleviates urgent, serious, and critical community needs that are of a recent origin. So I just would have to ask him about that, because we've heard a few people mention that they have money, so that you may be able to use it for COVID-related stuff.
I have one more question to ask. I've been riding around and I see that there's a lot of, I think, to my knowledge, derelict cars that's all over the place. And they don't have license plates or anything on them. And I will address this later, but I have a concern about that. And since that does deteriorate from the people's property, maybe we could get somebody to come and move those derelict vehicles out of the way.
Okay, so
Since a lot of
I'm hearing,
people claim it's not mine, and that's what you're hearing.
okay, we do have an ordinance to deal with
Right.
derelict cars.
Well, we haven't, I've not seen them use that at all, and
Well,
I thought they weren't doing that anymore, that's
No,
what I
we
was
have an
thinking.
ordinance where you're supposed to get rid of the derelict cars.
Right.
Okay,
Even the ordinance itself has the administrative warrant attached to it.
Right.
well,
But the thing that
check
has to
about
be
that
proven
later.
with a derelict car is that it is actually derelict. But
Right,
it's not
okay.
just, parked in the, it's not just parked in the driveway because it's not used, but it has the tags and everything, it's up to date, then
Okay.
it's not derelict.
No, nothing's on it, it's three or four cars in that same area.
So then that's up to the, Hanley Hills to enforce that.
Okay.
We have an ordinance
Yeah, thank
to
you.
deal with derelict cars. So what I'm hearing with the CDBG funds, I'm hearing streets. Am I hearing COVID, 19 relief? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, and parks and trees.
And parks and streets.
Will we be able to use it like for a walk around this?
A
No.
walking trail.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Can we do, I'm saying parks and trees, when I'm talking about the trees, branches and limbs that's hanging over the streets and, it should be a clear area. I didn't know if we could get somebody to do that with this grant money.
Well, as I said, these are things that, we have never used it for before.
Right?
I would have to ask him if we could use it for things like that. But I know with reference to the derelict cars and the vacant houses, I doubt it, because the vacant houses are number one,
That's right.
privately owned. And the derelict cars, we already have ordinances to take care of that, we just need to start enforcing our own ordinances.
Yes, thank you.
So, are there any other comments about the, hearing?
Someone in the audience?
I don't know,
No, nobody has posted anything yet.
okay, all right. So I think that's really the, sum total of what I have, because the presentation usually goes well. Normally Mitch would be here, but COVID-19.
Right.
So he's not here,
Well,
but, go ahead.
anything that would be used for streets would be much appreciated, because as you all know, our streets are not in the best condition. And
Mhm.
anything, any money that we can get hold to that would improve streets, we need it.
Yes, we do.
I mean, anybody who objects to getting streets fixed, they must don't drive them.
Right.
I agree.
That's true.
I agree that it should be the streets as well,
Right.
because it's years and years of.
Wear and
by.
tear, right.
And
Years
it's
and years
just,
of neglect.
yes, so yes, many years, so I agree that it should be the streets.
And also, and I agree with the trees, too, because some of them are just totally out of hand. But like I say, anything that streets can get, street commissioner here would appreciate it.
Well, I'm gonna take all these comments and I'll get with Mitch first thing tomorrow morning and let him know how, what people felt. And what it seemed like I'm hearing is streets for the majority of people.
Yes.
Now, I did hear about the vacant housing, we addressed that. And I did hear about the girl with cars, and we addressed that. And then parks and trees, I'll have to ask him about that.
So I kind of think that's important too. I mean, I know I'm streets, but it's a lot of hangovers.
No, I agree with you.
Right, tangle, you're right, that's the word.
That's over, or that's hanging over in the streets. And I mean, they become a problem when you have windy days and storms and stuff. So, like I said, I spoke my streets.
Well, I think Mr. Hill is getting up on these parks and trees as well.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I'm going to address all of these with him, tomorrow to see. Annette, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, did you have any comment on the CDBG grant?
I didn't really hear it. Did it go for?
Well, they were having a discussion about it, and some people said, the majority of the people said it should go for streets, and some said parks and trees. And then others wanted to investigate the COVID-19 money, if that's separate from what we're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I understand.
Okay. I just wanted to know if you had any comments or not.
No, I was just curious to go with,
Streets? Okay. Okay. Well, it seems like most people wanted to go to streets.
But we need
Badly.
So, I will discuss this with Mitch tomorrow. This hearing.
I have another idea.
Okay.
This is Main Street right here, and we have a lot of people that walk up and down. Is there any way that maybe they could put sidewalks on each side? No,
Do sidewalks?
at least on these main, probably
You know,
not.
I
If
don't
I'm
know,
not
do we have
mistaken,
room
it's
for
in our
sidewalks?
ordinance that we don't have enough room for sidewalks.
Oh.
That's why we never had sidewalks.
Oh, you don't have enough room? for
No.
sidewalks?
That's true.
That, right.
That's
Okay.
true, yes, I remember,
Years and years ago, that was discussed.
Okay.
I mean, many years. I've been here
Yes.
45, so,
And they could just put some on the main streets. I mean,
but they're not wide enough unless they take part of your yard.
they
And
could take part of that circle that we don't use. I mean, it's just land that's just sitting there.
well, we're trying to get a trail over there. I'm still working on it, but because of the COVID-19, it put a halt to
A lot
getting
of
the
things.
grants. Yes, a lot of things.
Okay, well, as I see it, as I'm listening to the different ideas, and everybody correct me if I'm wrong, the majority of you are saying that you think the money should go for streets, right?
Yes.
And that there's the idea about the parks and trees, the COVID-19, release of money for COVID-19 activity, and That's all I'm hearing, because the sidewalk deal is, we don't have enough room for it, right?
Ask anyway,
Okay, I'll ask you anyway.
at least for the two main streets.
Okay. Okay,
So,
that would seem to be it.
Taylor.
yes, you said, you was gonna ask him about, someone had mentioned, the vacant houses and the derelict cars. But we need to go back in the ordinance because all of that is in the ordinance, so you
That's
do
what I'm
not have
saying.
to even ask about that.
We can't do
Because we
vacant
can't-
houses
right.
because it's privately owned.
Derelict cars.
Or
and,
derelict cars,
We'll
we have an
talk,
ordinance
we'll,
for
we'll
it.
talk about that in, maybe
Yeah,
toward
because
the
we
end.
have an ordinance for that.
If we, yes, if we, have time, we can talk about that toward the end. Because we do have an ordinance for both of those issues.
So, we will have to, so anyway, these are just notes that I will take for, Mitch Marcoux. And so he can work with us on that. And by the way, the grant is for $20,000. The only time we were able to get more money was because for some reason it hadn't been used. And they allowed us to merge the money together. That's how we got the 4th Street fixed before.
Okay. But tell them if there's any more out there lingering, we'll
We
Sounds
did,
good to me.
we did, let me just say this also, that it says, that we did get approved. The 2019 funds are currently available for home improvement, and the 2020 funds for the street improvement activity are expected to come in sometime this fall.
Oh.
So it's like, so like, I believe like the application I'm working on now, it'll be like later.
Oh.
It's not like it comes regularly. It's a little late. How did Mitch put it? This is what he said. He said, with applications, we're always working a year ahead. So technically the info received was for the 2021 application cycle. And it says, it's hard to keep track of all these fund years. So I just wanted to assure you that the 2019 and 2020 applications were approved. And again, the 2019 funds are currently available for home improvement, and the 2020 funds for the street improvement activity are expected to arrive in the fall. So in the fall of this year, it should be $20,000 for it. And if the board decides that this current application should be for streets, I think that's gonna be like 2021 or something? or 22, something like that. So, but that's all that I have with the reference to the CDBG public hearing, unless you guys have any other questions about it, or any other ideas about what you want to do. And Madam Chair, that concludes my portion of the meeting.
Thank you. Mr. Martin, you do know about the CDBG grant?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what you decided that we were going to do? So, you have no input into that at all?
No, no.
You all decide what you want to do and then just, I've got nothing to say or do with it.
Usually our meeting starts at 6:30, but since, now that we've heard the CDBG grant and there's no one else has any comments to make on it, hearing has been conducted, we will adjourn.
Okay, we need to make a motion to adjourn from the hearing and
Okay.
go into the.
But whenever the trustees make a motion to close the
I'll make a
CDBG
motion.
grant and open up the regular meeting.
I second.
Where you second.
But I need to run to my car. What time the meeting starts?
6:30.
Oh.
She can stop it for now, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's 6:25.
Okay, we're taking a 5-minute break. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
2 and 2. Commercial.
Wait a minute.
We will adjourn from the, we have adjourned from the meeting, and we're
This is the board
proceeding
meeting.
to our regular board meeting. There's an amendment to the agenda,
Okay,
amendment to the agenda. We have the ratification of the changes in office hours, ratification of the rehiring of Brian Macklin, and the approval of ordinance. Ms. Clerk, would you do the roll call, please?
okay. Roll call for the regular board meeting. Trustee Mitchell,
Present.
trustee Robinson,
Present.
trustee Harrison. By phone.
Phone.
Trustee Hill,
Here.
trustee Ivy,
Present.
trustee Greer,
Present.
trustee Taylor,
Present?
Chair White.
Present.
Madam Chair, you have enough board members to conduct business.
Okay, thank you. We have a roll call, please. Okay. We need approval of the agenda
With amendment.
with the amendments that have been given.
I make a motion that we approve the agenda with the changes.
I second.
Thank you. Time for resident comments. So if any residents have any questions they would care to ask now, you can write it in under the video. And if you're not able to do that, you can still make your notes and drop them off at City Hall and they will be answered. Make sure that you put your name on the paper and a telephone number. Thank you. No comments from them? I can't see that far.
No, none of my photos.
Okay. Could we have a report from the neighborhood watch, please?
They're
Right here.
not here.
Why you take them in here? Oh, you can't do that. No. All right. We need approval of the February 2020 open minutes, the approval of February 2020 closed minutes, the approval of March 3rd, 2020 special closed meeting minutes. We need approval.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for February 20th, 2020, February 20th closed meeting, and March 3rd special and closed meeting minutes,
Thank you.
Maybe open minute.
open minutes.
A second.
Maybe we have the treasurer's
We
report.
need to have a vote. A minute.
Oh, okay.
Is it all in favor?
That's just an all in favor vote.
So all those that are in favor of the,
Aye.
any disapproval? Okay, I have it. Now, but to the treasurer's report.
Good evening, everyone. First, I would like to ratify the phone vote to pay the bills for March of 2020.
I make a motion to ratify the phone vote.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Second, I would like to have everyone look at the bill list. If so, I would like to make a motion to pay all the bills for the month of April 2020. In a second.
I second. Anything else to that? Oh, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank
Any
you.
opposed?
No.
Okay.
At Hanley Hills cash assets as of March 31st, 2020. Our general fund account, we have $226,425.84. A general fund sweep account, $12,500. Capital improvement account, $688,503.48. Capital improvement, sweep account is $12,500. General fund escrow account, $9,823.15. Municipal court bonds account, $3,571.91. Municipal division show me court account, $542. Total of all accounts, $944,938.29. Due to the COVID-19, there have been changes throughout. The business's operating license that were due on April 1st, 2020 was extended to June 1st, 2020. We have lost one business as of last week, the Long Machine. They closed this location. March 27, I discovered that the outside cameras was not working. Actually, the unit had been unplugged in the office. Had been on the phone with High Vision, could not be repaired. ADT had to replace the unit. We didn't get it back up until April 16th. April 16th, we listened to a live streaming from St. Louis County Executive Sam Page discussion on the government stimulus fund. St. Louis County will receive $175 million. And as this date is not determined on what the municipalities what we will get, I will continue to stay updated and follow up along with Attorney Martin. Due to the COVID-19, the office is open half days from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and the employees are working from home until 5 p.m., which was a phone vote, and I would like to ratify the phone vote by the Board of Trustees.
All those in favor, wait a minute, the phone vote for which one?
For the office hours.
I have a question.
Just a minute. Okay, but hold up just a minute, please. You said the phone vote for three, that they simply do have
I
two
make the
parts of that.
motion.
Ms. Mitchell,
Yes.
we have two parts of that.
No, it's just one part of, for the office was closed half days
Right.
from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Okay,
and the employees are working from home until 5 p.m.,
okay,
which was a phone vote,
okay.
which needs to be ratified.
Ms. Trustee Mitchell
Yes.
making the motion, is there a second?
I second.
Ready for discussion?
Wait a minute, okay.
Ready for discussion?
She has to say discussion for her to
You
comment.
can take her, okay, Ms. Harrison,
I was just wanting to know what system do you have in place to verify working from home?
My phone, I call them, they call me. If they anything come up, they call in the office and check their voicemails.
Phone call?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am, phone calls. How do you expect for me to check it?
I'm asking a question.
I answered it.
yes,
The-
that's, it's up through the phones. The phones and those that have computers, they can check with their computers. That's what they're doing that.
Text messages,
And text messages,
And
emails.
okay, and email.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
With that being said, when the city hall closed down, does that mean the whole village is closed? Or is
No,
it just the city hall?
no, just the city hall. Well, let me finish my report and I could answer the rest of it. I mean, that it should answer.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, we did not include public works. This was for office staff only, but Mr. Walton insisted that they go home at the same time. And they would be paid for the entire day. One of the workers was paid. Those funds need to be returned back to payroll because public works is not directly in contact with the public, and hourly workers only get paid for hours worked. And I'd like to make a motion to adjust the next pay period for that employee.
Okay, we're in the middle of one motion now to ratify
Mhm.
the phone vote with the
Right.
office hours changing from 9 to 1 o'clock, so we have to deal with that motion that's on the floor first.
All right, so all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, fine.
My second motion is that, one of the workers was paid, only one, and that, it was done without my knowledge. And I would like to make a motion for the pay period be adjusted.
I second your motion.
Ready for discussion?
I have a question. Was it in the beginning, when y'all made the statement, when you told everybody that City Hall was closing at 1? When you tell me the City Hall is closing, I think the whole village is closing down at 1.
Well, that's not the whole.
Hold up. I'm
Okay,
just saying.
all right.
So when the City Hall is closed, that means the village is closed. So if it wouldn't explain to the public works guy that, hey, you gotta work your 8 hours to get paid, then why wouldn't he think that when the City Hall is going, y'all said all the workers, hey, I'm going home too?
We
And it
said,
wouldn't explain to him in the beginning.
we said office staff, and we said that they would be working from home the rest of the day. Public Works can't work from home. So if you wasn't clear, I mean, you could have called the chair and asked the question.
Matter of fact, I did call him and ask you that question. Didn't we talk about that? Oh, come on, Ms. White. Yes, we did. We talked about it. We talked about it,
Getting
and
this
I,
computer outside, right?
huh?
Didn't I say that? They can't use the computer to do their work.
I told you, I asked you about it, and I said that you might, and that was the Friday before that it was started. I said you might want to get that understood before it gets started, and I guess you did. So Public Works was under the impression
No,
that,
but no. They don't know in the-
Public Works was under the impression that he worked, he got off when City Hall closed. He was under that impression, because y'all didn't explain it to him.
We didn't have to explain that, if we said office staff, they're
I'm
not
just
office
telling you,
staff.
I'm just telling you what the man
The
told me.
supervisor, if he was in doubt, should have called somebody from the office. He could have called me, and that was not done. He could have called the chair pro tem. He could have called, but he did not seek to get any information from the office.
We are bored, and I called because I was concerned about that. I was concerned about it.
Well, what do you not understand, say office staff? Public Works are not office staff. They're not in the office.
It's specified.
Did
office.
you not explain that to the Public Works guy? He was not under the impression that
He's not
when he went home,
illiterate.
he wasn't getting paid.
I would think clarity, the reason why the office was closing at 1 was because they could work from home from their computers.
That's correct.
Now, I work in streets. What makes you think you gonna clock out and do nothing and get paid?
Right.
Now,
You see what I'm saying?
and I understand that. I understand that.
That's all I'm saying.
Well,
I understand.
It
I
wouldn't be
understand.
fair to them for them to be working at home and they go home and get paid and do nothing.
Was
That
that explained to the Public Works
It
guy?
should not have, it, the
Well,
phone
you asked my
vote,
question. It wasn't
the phone
explained.
vote was not including Public Works. So you would know that you were not included.
I just heard all employees. What I initially heard, I heard all employees, and I'm just asking.
Dorothy, what you read, what you,
Dorothy, could you read?
Wait a minute. Hold up. Y'all just let me finish talking.
go ahead,
Okay.
finish.
From what I understood, that's why I called Miss White and asked the question. I understood it was all employees, and I understand what y'all saying. City Hall, they can work from home. I understand that. Okay. But the Public Works guy it was not clear to him.
Everybody
Okay.
Why is everything is not always clear to him? It's everything that comes
I'm
up.
just telling you what happened. So,
You speaking for him, right? You speaking for him?
Or the
excuse
reading.
me,
Are you speaking for him?
I don't have to speak for him. I'm just telling you how he came and explained it to me.
Ms. Dorothy, what was the reading on the text,
Okay?
the text for that?
What was what now?
The reading or the message given for you all?
It says, it was a phone vote that said, 9 o'clock, that the poll vote to change office hours in the following fashion. 9 to 1 o'clock PM, beginning the week of, I put April 20th, but it should have been the week of April 13th. 2020.
Please let him finish.
Oh, okay. The staff will be paid full 8 hours, will work from home. The office will be closed April 10th, 2020, Good Friday. The court clerk will work from home due to stringent court restrictions by the Missouri Supreme Court. And just to throw it out there, I am keeping track of what I do. And then I come in here and I type it on the computer, but I write it by hand, so I am working from home. I don't know. Annette?
She needs to hang up.
She needs to mute her phone. Annette, you need to mute your phone. We can hear. So, you know, I am working from home, and I write down everything that I'm doing and come and finish it here.
So I got it. So Ozzy got the, that don't make any sense, man. So Ozzy got the impression that he left at 1 o'clock and Miss Dorothy and all the office staff was working at home and that he could get off at 1 o'clock and get paid for it. Even at my job, I can't. Come on, Greg.
It ain't me.
It's common sense.
I'm telling you what the man told me.
I've been on my job 17 years, and if I leave,
My job 13
I
years.
get
I
off
understand.
at 3 o'clock. If I leave at 1, I won't get paid till 1 o'clock.
I understand.
Then why do you think they should get paid?
That's what I understand, Greg.
I understand. And you know, the COVID-19 said you sending people home because of their hours, they still get paid for. But look, I'm just telling you what the man told me.
Who told you
What
that?
did you say
I'm-
about COVID?
I'm just telling you what Ozzy told me. No, Jeff is Ozzy working, not Jeff.
Yeah, so
And
Ozzy,
like Jeff should have got it clarified.
Yeah,
But
right.
he was informed, Ozzy was informed by Jeff.
That wasn't happening wrong.
Yeah, that's.
So,
That's usual.
so he was informed by his supervisor.
So he getting
That
full.
still doesn't mean that it's right for them to get, they're working and get paid. He's not
And
working
he
and get
gets
paid.
4 hours free.
No.
I understand that. I understand that. But he was informed by his supervisor.
Then he
Well,
gets free
then the
for
supervisor needs to pay him.
For the taxpayers.
I'm just saying.
Can we move on?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, there's a motion on the floor, and I need clarity again, I'm sorry, on what the motion is. The motion
Huh?
is that,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The motion is that the funds that was paid when he was not working, which was for 2 days of 4 hours, should be returned back to the city.
4 hours a day. Right.
Right.
Per day.
Mhm.
It's just 2 hours per day.
Excuse me?
How many days did he go home at 1 o'clock?
2.
Oh, so.
Total 4 hours. Total 4. Right?
6.
No, how long he
She
worked for?
said 2 hours.
What
He get
time?
off at 3:30.
So it's, he get off at 3:30.
I don't, to my knowledge, I don't know what time they came in. I would have to check
Yeah,
with
you can just
Wayne.
take the time.
And whatever the accurate amount,
Yeah, it's time.
that's what should be returned.
Absolutely. Yeah, you just take the time code.
Right.
That's right.
So we gotta vote on it, right? Okay.
okay, so the motion is that the worker that was paid, and that went home, at 1 o'clock should basically, if I'm saying it right, should refund that money.
Yes.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
That was the motion made by trustee Mitchell, seconded by, trustee Taylor. We've had extensive discussion. Are we ready for the vote?
Yes.
All those in favor say aye. Aye.
All right. Wait,
We gotta
Okay.
vote our name, we got a roll call.
Okay. Trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Robinson,
Yeah.
trustee trustee, you can't vote, 'cause you're not on the,
Mhm.
okay. Trustee Ivy,
Yes.
trustee Hill,
Yes.
trustee Greer,
Yes.
trustee Taylor,
Yes.
Chair White,
Yes.
motion carries.
And last, I would like to make a motion to have public work employees, they are both to go part-time.
Okay, but then we have to
Oh, I'm sorry.
ratify hiring Brian.
That's not on my report, Miss,
Martin.
no, Miss White.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's on her-
Okay.
It's fine. I'll take-
I can do it, but, okay, I'll go ahead and, I can do it. We'd like to, Brian Macklin was hired by phone vote,
Yes.
and we need to ratify his employment.
So all those in favor of
Wait,
Brian?
wait.
I second.
That has to be a roll call vote.
I have a question.
Okay, yes, Annette? Go ahead, Annette.
My question is, why was Brian hired without the, why was?
Yeah,
We
but
hear
you got noise in the background. So why was Brian hired without what?
He's speaking for Jeff.
Mhm.
Annette, your question is? Okay, why was Brian hired without the approval of the
Why was
trustee?
Brian hired without the trustee Walton?
I thought he was a rehire, he wasn't a newly hired.
He was not hired, he was called back for layoff.
Did you hear that, Ms. Harrison? I know she did.
He's a seasonal worker.
We need to cut her off.
We do need to cut her off, we'll be here forever.
Is she talking? Okay.
Annette,
Somebody.
Annette, we can't hear you for the noise in the background.
Okay.
Can you hear us now? Okay.
She's not with us now.
I don't know.
Annette Harrison, are you there?
Let's move on.
Okay, so we can go ahead and continue.
Okay, I would like to ratify the phone vote for his, return to work.
I'm here.
Okay, well, we need to hear your question. You want to know why? Okay, so she wants to know why he was hired without trustee Walton's approval.
Lord, why was he brought back without the approval of Commissioner Walton?
Why would Commissioner Walton need to give approval?
He's not a new hire.
He's not right.
He's not a new hire.
I believe,
And Mr. Hill needed him to continue to work along the, creek.
I believe, Jeff wanted to have a discussion before Brian was brought back.
Well, why didn't he call for a discussion?
He called for a meeting. Ms. White, did he not call you for a meeting to discuss it before you brought it back?
No, he had said that he needed to have one.
Just
He did not
usually
call
listen
me,
to
tell me.
So
right.
Ms. White, you just lied in the confidence.
No,
You don't
he
just
said
call
he did
for
not
no
call
lie.
me.
Yes, I
He
did.
said he wanted to have one.
He told you he wanted to have a meeting
But
before
before it came, I know.
before he brought it back. Did he say that?
And he was
Well,
here.
he had all
couldn't tell
winter
me.
to have a meeting.
But he was
He
here.
had all winter. He was laid off right before winter. So if he wanted to have a meeting, we've had plenty closed personnel
And he's
meetings.
been here.
And he could have brought that up
Yeah, he
there.
could have.
Personnel is
Jeff
personnel.
asked for a meeting. Jeff asked for a meeting to discuss before hiring Brian back. He asked for a meeting, did he not, Ms. White?
Can I ask you a question? Were you there personally and heard him
Yes.
ask Ms. White?
Yes.
No.
And I want to know why he didn't get it before we brought Brian back. Can I?
You're asking for
I'm asking.
him.
This is me. No, I'm asking right now. why didn't Jeff get to have that meeting, or why didn't we get to have that discussion as a board before Brian was brought back?
Well, what was the reason that you didn't want Brian back?
I thought he was a
Didn't
seasonal
nobody-
worker
did-
and was supposed to come back in the
That
spring.
was-
Exactly.
That was not the
He's
point.
seasonal, right?
I mean,
He was seasonal worker,
Yeah.
and it's time for him to come back.
He did meet with
He had
him.
a phone vote and he came back. Now, the personal stuff between those two, you know.
Well, it's personal.
Yes, sir, it is.
It's something personal.
So
It
everything,
is.
see, I'm here trying to conduct business. I'm here asking questions, okay?
We all
Y'all keep
conducting
saying-
business.
And y'all keep saying stuff is personal. I'm just
I
asking the
understand
question. No, Miss Ivy, you know.
Well,
I'm
say
asking the
that.
question, why Jeff asked for a meeting to discuss the situation before Brian was brought back. And I'm just asking, why didn't he get that meeting?
Is there a meeting every time,
Well-
saying he's been here for the last 3 years, is there a meeting every year with him being seasonal, that he comes back in a certain month and works to a certain time?
Well, he,
Because he was
and,
not like
So,
with the-
I'm just
And-
saying, is there a meeting every time that happens with him being the same person?
and he has not been the same person. This is new. He got hired last year
Okay,
and we brought him back this year.
Right. so,
And Jeff wanted to discuss that before we brought him back. Because seasonal don't come till June anyway, he said.
No, it does not.
Okay.
Season always come in at the end of March.
Okay.
He should have been back here before now.
But why didn't he get to meet?
He,
He did
to my
have a
knowledge,
meeting.
he didn't ask for a meeting, not to me.
He ain't gotta ask you, Miss, why did he
Well,
get the
okay,
meeting?
exactly, don't ask me then.
First of all, it really wasn't necessary.
Okay,
Listen,
okay.
no, listen,
No, don't worry about it.
this didn't
It
come
wasn't
up
necessary. It
until
wasn't
after
necessary.
that tractor stuff, so.
It wasn't necessary.
Yeah, and so.
After that tractor stuff.
Yeah, I know, see, you don't know the whole story, so I'm telling you.
Yes,
Just
I
leave it
do.
alone, right.
Leave it
That's all,
alone.
Yes.
So if I ask for a
No, no.
meeting, if I ask for a meeting, I can't get it.
I did not say that.
Well, basically, that's what you said. You had a trustee ask for a meeting to discuss a situation, and you didn't give it to me. Did you not? I mean,
Well, he had plenty of opportunities to have a meeting, not to wait till the last
yes,
minute.
he did.
Yes,
He
sir.
did. But he
Yes.
asked for a
And he's
meeting.
been in here in the
He asked
meetings.
for a meeting, and he did not get it.
And we did have a
We did.
meeting.
He asked for a meeting personally to discuss bring back O'Brien. And
He did
not
have
get
a
it.
meeting.
We did have a meeting.
We had a meeting,
With
but he
him.
didn't like the idea because it was with the whole personnel committee. And we should not have one-on-one meetings,
He asked for a board meeting.
No, he
a
didn't.
board meeting. How could you get a board meeting when the COVID-19,
Like we doing now.
this is different.
Like we doing now.
This is different. We wasn't set up to do it before.
Okay. Just for record, Jeff asked for a meeting to discuss Brian's brought back time, and they refused to give it to me. Just for the record.
No, we did not
They
refuse.
refused.
We did have a
We
meeting.
had a meeting here. We did have a meeting here. So,
For the record, Ms. Black.
For the record, we had a
Move
meeting.
on.
yes, we did.
Not the whole board.
No.
He asked for the
no.
whole board.
Well, that's the.
And for the record,
No,
we have not yet approved
that's a
a
personnel matter.
personnel committee.
That's a personnel matter.
Yes, we have. It's the personnel committee
Yes,
stays
it does.
until after the election.
That's right.
Okay, let's move on to the next thing.
It wasn't resolved.
So,
Okay, the motion is on the floor
what's
to
the
verify
motion?
the phone vote.
The motion is to ratify the rehiring of Brian Martin.
Okay, so do the phone, do the phone.
Trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Robinson,
No.
trustee she can't vote, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Trustee Ivy,
Yes.
trustee Hill,
Yes.
trustee Greer,
yes,
trustee Taylor,
Yes.
Chair White,
Yes.
motion carried.
My last motion, I'd like to make a motion to have public works employees both go part-time.
hours, by any chance, what hours, I'm just saying. Not that it makes any difference what hours.
I think that it should be split hours, one come in the morning and the other one come
Okay, those are-
maybe an hour or two before that one leave until 5.
Save money.
Mhm,
Sounds good.
But 9 to 1 and then 1 to 5.
mhm.
Save money.
I mean, not just one, not 4 hours, but I mean, at least get 6 hours. One comes like 2 hours before the other one leaves. Cause they normally comes at 7:30 or 8. In the summer, they come at 7:30 and 8. So, yeah, so it would be more than, it would be like 6 hours.
A piece?
Yes.
So that's like 3/4, I mean, not 3/4, yeah,
Mhm.
not 8, like, Dr. Murphy, Mr. Martin, Martin. I'm up here. Okay, we're talking about the time and making public work have days for both of them, okay? Coming in at different times, okay? And so they will be working really like 8 hours a day, 6 hours a day. They usually come in around 7 or 7:30 in the morning.
So those
So
people will
why
still
don't
be
you come
paying
from
for
7:30 to, what is that, 1 o'clock or 1:30 to 2? And they'll come in from mid-afternoon till 5 or 5:30 or 6, however. Is that what running,
Yes, yes.
that way? They're not here
That's
together.
36 hours.
It would cut down on confusion.
What about that about?
As long, are you asking me whether you can do that?
Yeah.
As long as the motion is clear,
Mhm.
yes.
Okay, so do you want to just clear up your motion, Ms. Mitchell?
What about that about?
We want to keep down confusion and want to see everybody getting their full amount of time and full amount of work. That's why.
Full amount of time. and
Yes,
full amount
yeah,
of
their
work.
money, the what, yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
But how is that?
Because everybody has a time sheet now.
I understand
A daily
that.
sheet, that's why.
Can I ask my,
Everyone has a daily sheet from Public Works.
can I ask my question now?
You may,
How is that getting equal time? Y'all moving Ozzy from full time to part time.
it's better.
So y'all taking hours away
Well,
from Ozzy.
there's a lot of municipalities that do not have full-time public workers.
Okay, I understand it. So now we
They
have
don't.
full time and a part time.
But
Why we just don't
if
have
you
enough
want to
full-time?
honestly be clear, our full-time workers are not working.
Okay.
You have to
He's not
account
doing
for
his
that.
fair
That's why
share.
we have a daily worksheet now to account for the time. And then we have to go back and revisit that after, I guess, after the election.
I mean,
Big
I
companies do
don't
the
have
same
a
thing.
problem. I don't have a problem with
Yeah.
with that if we discuss it. But you just bring it to the board and no real reason. Just
There is a reason. I
It's
just
money,
gave
right?
you the
Money is the
reason.
reason, the money. We don't have as much money as we used to, so
But
it's
we-
a money thing.
but we hired a part time.
No, and that's why.
But we
why
bought a
both of them
part-time.
are
But the
part-time.
part-time worker was doing what the full-time worker was not doing.
That's right.
Y'all follow him all day. Y'all see what he doing and don't do. Okay.
Yeah, you can walk around and sing the music the same
We're
thing.
here, you at work.
All right.
Annette had a question.
She said, are you evaluating him? Who is him?
Just asking, answering a question.
She's
so-
asking if you're evaluating
No.
OZ.
Oh, dear.
Uh-huh. That's the question on the floor. Annette, trustee Harris was asking
It's
if
money.
OZ,
Nobody
Wilson
paying
is
8
being
and 8,
evaluated.
16.
You got to ask the
You
supervisor.
pay 12 hours.
Hmm,
You're still gonna have
You have
both of
to
them
ask
together
the
for 2
supervisor.
hours.
Right.
And the motion
That would be
again.
the appropriate answer to ask. The supervisor is the one that does the evaluation. And there has been some problems, but I guess they've been resolved. And so, we're doing what's best for the community and still trying to have a budget.
The motion again, Ms. Smith.
I gotta make
Just
this
mention-
No, I didn't know what we voted on. I just want to make sure.
Okay. I make a motion that we have public works employees or both go part-time with one staggering, they can stagger 2 hours. The second person come 2 hours before the first one leaves. So they will have 6 hours each a day.
We need to have specific times.
No, you don't have to do that.
Well, I don't have, no,
That's good.
we don't have to set the time now.
When would this start?
When it will become in effect?
Next week.
What's next week?
Monday was Monday's date,
April 27th.
April
Or
27th,
the first week of June, either one. Either one.
April 27th.
27, okay.
Somebody gotta notify him tomorrow.
You want
Oh, since
Start the
tomorrow's Friday,
Let's go to first.
so
week of
let's
June.
go, well,
I can't, what did you say now?
what is the following Monday, Dorothy?
The 27th, Monday.
No,
the
the
27th.
the one
After
after.
the
Oh, the
27th.
one after the 27th?
Mhm.
That's May
That
7th.
May,
It's in May then.
Okay.
And
May,
May,
May 4th or May 17th?
May 4th.
May
The
4th?
first Monday, May 4th. That way we can send
No,
them a notice.
the first Monday is May 3rd. Oh, I'm
No,
sorry,
it's
it is.
not.
I'm sorry, you're right. I'm looking at 2020, 21.
Okay, it's May
Okay.
4th, beginning May 4th.
Okay.
Now, I want to be clear, the motion is for both public works employees to go part-time, staggered hours with one coming in 2 hours before the other person leaves.
Yes,
but I thought Brian was already part-time.
he is.
It's just something, we just
It
don't.
could be a different wording. I mean, can you change him, can you change Ozzy from permanent to part-time, or can it be a different wording of how the hours are being shorted rather than both of them going part-time? Can we just make him from
Because
permanent?
Brian's already part-time.
Okay,
I
You
can't.
know what I'm saying? That's a different wording. If so, but if not, part-time, reducing hours,
I think
reduce
all
hours.
personnel should go from 6 hours. Across the board.
all personnel cannot go part-time.
We're just talking about public works now.
By state law, the city clerk has to be here 8 hours. The financial officer and the court clerk has to be here 8 hours.
I don't think she used that noise. She can read the minutes.
I would turn off without you throwing me off.
Okay,
Well,
I,
let me just make it clear, trustee Mitchell, what do you think of just saying that, just putting it on out there that, that that's what you mean, that,
Mr. Wilkins go part-time.
mhm.
Okay, I make a motion that Mr. Wilkins will go part-time to 6 hours per day, beginning May 4th, 2020.
And Brian,
He's already.
He's already
part-time.
Okay.
I mean, 6 hours too for him. You know what I'm saying?
So it's 6 hours per day, right, trustee Mitchell,
Yes,
and staggered out.
yes.
Okay, that's the motion on the floor. We need a
Someone
second.
needs a second.
I second you. I second.
You want to vote?
Cool.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I guess we've had discussion
Yeah,
about it.
yeah, we waited for you.
That phone is killing me.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the motion regarding making O.G. Wilkins, part-time, 6 hours per day, with hours being staggered effective May 4th, 2020. Trustee Mitchell,
Yes,
trustee Robinson,
I'll abstain.
I can't hear you.
I'll abstain.
Trustee Ivy,
Yes.
trustee Hill,
Yes.
trustee Greer,
Yes.
trustee Taylor,
Yes,
Chair White,
Yes.
motion carries.
Do we have to listen to that? We shouldn't.
Glad I don't care.
I'm trying to stay out of it.
Ms. Mitchell, does it?
That concludes my report. Yes, ma'am.
Next is Public Works. Everybody has his notes. Okay,
No,
now can I
I
find
don't
my
have
paper?
anything, never do.
no, you didn't get it.
Who's next?
The building.
Building.
Good evening, you onlookers.
I'm sorry.
As of,
What was that?
As of, April 23rd, 2020, there were 27 house inspections, 14 interior, and 13 exterior inspections as of April 23rd, 2020. And that's the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you. I cannot find my paper.
It will be streets.
It's just.
I had it, but I can't find it now.
You talking about in the order? The next one is, streets.
Okay, no, I just can't find my whole paper.
Short, Paul.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, good, yeah.
What's gonna be short? Ms. Ivy?
Yes, good evening, residential board members. I have been in constant contact with Spencer Contracting about the streets, and the goal is to start late next week or the week after. Dusky will be the first street to be repaired. Also, thanks to Mr. Cleveland, we were able to get a portion of Falcon to be included in the repairs under budget. I plan on talking to Ms. Mitchell, Ms. Matthews, and Mr. Cleveland about how we can use the CBG money. We've already talked about that for this year to repair some areas surrounding the new street work by the water company. And that is my report. That's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions for Ms. Ivy? Okay, you will have help next.
Okay. Good evening, board members and residents.
That's my.
At present, Waste Management is maintaining their standard collection schedule for trash, recycle, and yard waste. They said they were sending out a notice to all the residents of Hanley Hills. So I'm just gonna read what the email said. You should be getting, if not already have this letter. As we enter the fourth week, this is from Waste Management, of the stay-at-home order in St. Louis, I want to take the opportunity to thank you for your partnership and give a brief update on your services. The best news is we remain fully staffed on 100% of our routes and are continuing to provide you with uninterrupted collection services in your communities. And we will remain committed in doing so for the foreseeable future. We are taking great care to ensure the safety of our employees and customers as we continue to provide these vital services. And some of that adaptation has impacted our ability to provide some of our standard services. One such impact was to bulky item collection, which, as you are well aware of by now, has been suspended indefinitely. We regret that we are still unable to collect bulky items at this time, as we are doing everything in our power to keep our employees safe and ensure you continue to have uninterrupted services. We will continue to provide you with solid waste collection services as the COVID-19 situation continues to evolve on a nearly daily basis. But here's some other good news, and that includes the successful move of our more than 400 customer service and centralized dispatched employees from working in a communal call center environment to working exclusively from home. This move was made in a week's time, and I am proud to say that our call center is now up and running with great efficiency than before. This move cements our ability to take care of our customers and continue to provide them with the outstanding service they deserve at this difficult time. Another recent development is a significant increase in normal solid waste volumes, which were up more than 30% year over year in the month of March. We believe this is being driven by a larger than normal amount of families working on spring cleaning projects as we all abide by the stay-at-home order. The second component of this increase is due to increased recycling volumes as families purchase more goods from supermarkets and grocery stores than they would normally otherwise. We have been and will always continue to be strong advocates of recycling programs in America, and we are excited that we have a captive recycling audience right now. We want to capture the attention of that captive audience and strengthen our recycling education program right now while we have the opportunity. Simply recycling often isn't enough. We also need to make sure that we are recycling right. In our efforts to do so, you can expect 3 things from us. We will be distributing new recycling educational materials to you soon. We would greatly appreciate your assistance in helping us distribute this to your residents via your website, social media channels, and local news outlets. 2, we will be distributing recycling materials to our customers via email blast. Your assistance in item number 1 will help strengthen our efforts here too. Lastly, number 3, we are working on hosting a free live stream municipal forum for our residential customers to attend. This live event will be broadcast to all of our customers across the Midwest, and among other things will include topics such as recycling right, how we convert your solid waste into renewable natural gas, and how to start a home composting program. So that ends their report for waste manager and that from waste management. So as I continue, for the month of March, there were 36 letters sent out for no active trash service. For the month of April, waste management did not send us a current list for no active trash service. I would like to thank everyone for participating in the senior luncheon that was held on March the 13th, 2020. It was a grand success. A friendly reminder to our residents, do not place your trash containers in the streets. There was another letter going, you should be getting that any day now from the myself, the health commissioner, and I can read you the letter. As you know, we are experiencing trying times due to the increasing concern about the coronavirus, COVID-19. Please know that our administration has taken steps to ensure we keep the village of Hanley Hills safe. Until further notice, due to the St. Louis County Executive Stay-at-Home Order and the Stay-at-Home Essential Activity Only Order, Health Commissioner Order number 5, the non-essential businesses in the mall are closed. The new office hours for City Hall are from 9 to 1 o'clock p.m. Staff is working from home. Hanley Hills parks are closed. Abide by the social distancing mandate. When in public, stay 6 feet apart. The St. Louis County Department of Public Health continues to stress preventive actions necessary to help slow the spread of COVID-19. This includes limiting large groups, mass interaction, and practicing good social distancing. As it stands now, there can be no more than 10 people at a public gathering. The court is closed. The court clerk is working from home, but is receiving messages and processing court procedures. Anyone feeling ill should stay home, self-quarantine to protect others in the community. Social and faith-based groups remain an important factor for our personal health. Staying connected through small groups or virtual settings is the best alternative to large gatherings until we prevail over this pandemic. If you need to contact City Hall, please call 314-725-0909. Thank you as we work to keep Hanley Hills safe. Sincerely, Helena Taylor, Health Commissioner. And that ends my report.
Thank you, Ms. Hill. Any comments from Ms. Hill? Punching trees, please.
Good evening, residents and board members. I have received complaints from some residents pertaining to village tree branches, overgrowth in front yard. I am reaching out to contractors for bids. We have a serious problem with brush dumping at the city garage. I've talked to Mr. Walden and the code enforcement officer, Mr. Cleveland, about this matter. I've concluded that the situation must be dealt with ASAP. So I requested bids from contractors to mulch up the trees so we can use the chips to line along our creek banks. This will save the village money for hauling away the debris. Only 2 contractors have responded. Hanson Tree Service proposal fits our need and the job will be concluded in 1 day. This way, there's no conflict of interest if someone illegally dump while the job is being performed. I'm requesting that the public workers focus on getting the remaining brush that is left in areas of the village and vacant houses before this job is performed. I feel that this could have been avoided if waste management dumpsters were utilized more effectively. The workers should put the trash in containers when they remove it from areas. Once they are full, have Ms. Matthews call Waste Management to pick it up. Also, to prevent future illegal dumping, I propose we put bowlers and a chain lock across the entryway to the city garage. Last year, I requested the purchase of chemicals and equipment to spray and maintain the overgrowth in our creeks. Nothing has been done in this matter to prevent matter. We need to stay on top of the creek maintenance to prevent contracting out more money in this area. I make a motion that Hanson Tree Service bid of $7,000 be approved.
7,000. Second.
I can't believe it. You finna get all that mess. Wait a minute, hold
If
on.
you see what's down there,
You see all that mess down there? It's gonna be gone.
Okay, what is the motion on trustee Hill?
I motion that Hanson Tree Service a bid of $7,000 be approved to clean everything up down there.
And there was more than one. Was he the cheapest?
No, but this is the same day. The one that I called, the one that came out, he said it'd take him 2 weeks and it was 6,000. This is something that I want to get done now. And it'll take a, and then another thing, he referred me to Hanson because he don't have enough big equipment. That's why it's gonna take him a week. Hanson's got big equipment and they'll be able to do it in a day and get all of it done. It's a mess down
I ain't
there.
got no problem with that. Just make sure some stipulations for that 1 day.
You got it. Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's what he
Supposed to
said.
start raining half the day. If you say 1 day,
Okay. Yeah, that's what he
that's
said.
all the stipulations.
Because they got-
Because it needs to be gone.
You see all
Grass,
that stuff?
fossil, everything's gonna be down there.
Everything gonna be
they
gone.
won't get paid until it's
Yes.
completed.
Yes, exactly.
Good idea.
So that's what
I'll
we're
second.
okay. Cool.
And I second.
Okay.
Yes,
This bitch is getting ready to get out there.
Okay, the motion has been made and seconded. Any other discussion?
No.
What we just voting on,
Okay.
we're supposed to get all brushed, it's all
Okay,
around
time
down
for the
there.
vote.
Yep. I'm excited about it.
Is it Hanson, Hanson?
It's the,
That's it.
S-E-N?
I'm excited about it. It look a mess down there, Miss Taylor.
Okay, here's the board vote. Trustee Mitchell,
yes.
trustee Robinson,
Yes.
trustee Ivy,
Yes.
trustee Hill,
Yes.
trustee Greer,
Yes,
trustee Taylor,
Yes.
Chair White,
Yes.
It's gone.
motion carried.
It's gone. It is gone.
Good job, man. Good job.
Thank
They
you.
wanted to do.
I know it. It is gone. I'm so happy. I'm sorry. Miss,
Okay. Does anyone have the notes from population here?
I put them in your packet.
Yeah, we got it.
we're there in our packet,
So read them at your convenience.
right?
Um,
Okay.
Mr. Robinson.
Yes, ma'am. My turn.
See what's going on.
Good evening, everyone.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
The monthly police report reads as follows. March 3rd, arson of 8,100 tires. During an unknown time frame, unknown suspects stole the victim's license plate tag. March 4th, vehicle accident leaving the scene, 7,900 page. Between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m., an unknown vehicle struck the victim's parked vehicle. The case officer will be conducting a follow-up investigation. March the 9th, peace disturbance by threats, 7,500 Belfort. At 4:29 p.m., a family member threatened to assault another family member on the Facebook site. The case will be referred to the Hanley Hills Court for review. March 17th, destruction of property, 7,900 Underhill. At 1:14 p.m., it was reported that the victim's door frame to their house had been damaged. The case officer will be conducting a follow-up investigation. On the 17th, assault, 7,900 Underhill. At 3:42 p.m., it was reported that a juvenile was struck by a belt by an adult, leaving minor injuries. This case will be referred to the Hanley Hills Court for review. On the 19th, larceny from a vehicle, 2000 RAF, between 12:30 a.m. and 9 a.m. Unknown suspects entered an unlocked vehicle and stole several items. This department's general assignment unit will be conducting a follow-up investigation. On the 19th, assault, 7,900 page. At 6:10 p.m., a suspect assaulted a victim with their fist. Minor injuries were reported. The suspect was arrested and issued a Hanley Hill summons. On the 25th, illegal dumping, 7,500 Allen Green. At 6:05 p.m., two suspects were caught dumping tree limbs at the park. This case will be referred to the Hanley Hills Court for review. On the 26th, trespassing, 1900 block of North Hanley. At 5:16 p.m., two suspects were caught in a vacant residence. The case will be referred to the Hanley Hills Court for review. On the 30th, fraud, 7700 block of Underhill. At 9:45 p.m., it was reported that a suspect known to the victim fraudulently stole money using the app Cash App. This department's general assignment will be conducting the follow-up investigation. I want to ask the board, how do we want to handle these condemned homes? Because we have these condemned homes, we have people still living in them. Do we as a board, do we want to board them up? Do we want to, me personally, it's condemned and should nobody be living in it. But me personally, I can't put nobody out on the streets. Me personally, I don't want to do it. But if that's what we want to do as a board, that's what we vote.
Isn't that unsafe though, being in there, no
Yes, it
electricity, no
Yeah.
gas?
It is
Yeah.
unsafe.
You know what I'm saying?
It is. It is.
That ain't like an eviction.
Right.
You in enclosed, are we responsible if something happens?
No.
No.
Well, they don't need to be in a condemned home.
That's why I say, like, I talked to county condemned it, and I called county to follow up to lock it up and stuff like that. They said it falls back on us.
Well, they're working for us.
Well,
So
I
that's-
agree. I tell you what they told me. They said it falls back on the board of Hanley Hills to conduct a follow-up.
Hello?
We have done that.
You know?
So it's supposed to be in their hands once they lock it up. And someone else go in, that person should be arrested. We are paying them every month.
Exactly. So
How do
What
we
house is
prevent
this?
someone from going back in it? Should we board it up or that's not our responsibility?
and that's a good question. And that's why I brought it up, because one of the houses, the house that I mentioned earlier, Underhill, is condemned.
And there's one right around here that's.
But
condemned.
if they do what they're supposed to do, and they write them a ticket, if they still in there and they're still trespassing, they should be either ticketed and they come to court. And the judge, stated that if the attorney write the order, he will sign the order, and if they go back, then we board it up.
Okay.
Am I right, Attorney Martin?
Well, I'm not sure exactly about that.
Okay,
If you have a condemned house, you can board it up if you want to.
okay,
If you want to spend the money, you don't need a court order to do that.
okay.
I think what the court order was for
Mm-hmm.
has to do with the administrative warrant ordinance that we have on tap for tonight. And I think what the county police were looking for, in order to go back into that property, they want the judge to say, this is okay. You can go back into that property, you can cite these people, you can arrest these people, you can evict these people.
Mm-hmm.
But what the county police wants, they want that court order to protect them
Right.
from any kind of liability.
Well, can we give them that?
If we pass this ordinance tonight, we can.
So that means, if we pass this one, that means that all public works can board these homes up.
No, the ordinance doesn't have anything to do with that.
Mm-mm.
If the homes are a danger, then you can go ahead and board them up. It's just a matter of spending the money to do it.
I have a question regarding the house. Is there a specific house that you're referring to?
And
The Fox House for one.
right
Okay,
now,
well-
not right now, but we know what our problem homes
Okay,
are.
that's the one you're talking about. Okay.
And-
Well, no, that wasn't,
And
not right now, that wasn't the one I
No, he
was
said
talking about.
Underhill.
The one I was talking about eventually, somebody called me about today was the one on Underhill. I can't think of the address, it's the one that used to have,
Don't we
Oh,
have
the
the
dirty
green one up
yeah.
there?
yeah, that's the,
going
that's
We
the,
got one
2 years.
down here
On
on Balfour.
Balfour.
On Balfour.
Right.
Yes, but there's some circumstances around that
That doesn't
You
have
know,
anything to do with
that,
it.
They need to be
they
boarded.
need to check it too, because there should only really be one person living in that house.
But she's not there anymore.
Yeah, they took her away when they first got there.
Right.
That's been going on for like a year, because
Okay.
she's one of my clients, so yeah. But-
so what we need to do is officially decide what we're gonna do as a governing board.
Right. Because
So
if
I
it's
can-
condemned, that means you can't live in it.
So I can have county do what they need to do,
They still going
and once county do what they need to do, and it fall back on us, we can board it up.
Right.
Suppose they take the boards down.
They're gonna do it anyway, I mean.
I
I'm-
don't know. I'm just asking something.
I mean, that's true. I mean, the Fox House, the young lady stated, she said, "You're gonna lock me up? I'm gonna get out, I'm coming back. You're gonna lock me up again, I'm getting out." She said, "I'm coming back here because it's all I know." I mean, so we boarded up.
She got mental illness.
She's drugged.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So I mean, that's what, I mean, I think that's a discussion we as a board.
I mean,
But we
sad,
can't
but
just
have-
let her live there in that condition. That house looks
Exactly.
horrible.
Exactly.
It's bad.
So I mean, like I said, I mean, that's,
Boarded up
we as a
with
board
cheap-
overall, in
Boarded
general,
up with cheap wood.
not just that house. I mean,
Boarded up right, she can't get in it.
all the condemned houses that we have around. Because we have some that's, since I've been on the board, we ain't even talking about no more.
Well, that's what we have
And-
been trying to talk about before. But even Public Works, I mean, it's one on Raven. If you look in the backyard, it looked like a jungle. They've never been back there.
There's a lot of them like that.
Right.
Point of information, Annette Harrison was texting me saying that there is an order that there can be no foreclosures or evictions during this pandemic for 60 days.
But that's not the
That's
same
not
thing.
doing-
This is
I'm
not,
just saying, I'm
boarding.
that's considered, that's for people that are renting and can't pay their rent
Mhm.
or their mortgage.
So-
Condemned home.
Unfit for human consumption. I mean,
So do we have in place an ordinance where we can, the homes that has been condemned, that where we get Mr. Martin,
I would
that's
say,
been condemned,
We have.
what's our next, step of action?
I do not know the answer to that question right off the bat, because I don't know what the ordinance, the city's ordinances say, the village's ordinances say.
it's a
But I'll
condemned
tell
house.
you that generally speaking, most municipalities have those ordinances on the books.
Mhm.
So I have to check that out and, I'll report back to Ms. Matthews. How's that?
Excuse me.
Cause I would like to get a procedure in place to where we can handle this. No matter what house it is, if it's condemned, we got a process that we're going through. And we're gonna do it and,
Get it out of the way.
In
I'm
the
sorry,
past, they
Well,
didn't
how
have
was it
any.
done for the other property on
Yeah.
Underhill?
say that again,
How was it done for the other property on Underhill?
which other?
What's his name, Dorothy?
I'm sorry.
What was the gentleman name that,
Got all those vehicles.
yeah, had all the cars and they closed his
I know
house?
what you're talking about.
He lived there as long as he could. He doesn't live there anymore.
But he
But
was
what happened
arrested.
was he had
He was
derelict
arrested.
cars.
Sure was.
And when they
And
went
his kids
inside
was
the
taken
house,
away and he couldn't go back.
But he still went back.
He went
And-
back, but he started cleaning up.
Right. And matter of fact, that's the house that I was called about today. The squatters in there now.
Oh, right.
There's somebody living in that house.
Well, that's not the only house. There's
No, it's
other
not.
people.
It's not. And that's what I'm saying. I want to proceed, know exact procedure. So I don't want to play special. I don't want to play favorites for nobody.
Right.
We got procedures in place. We got a condemned house.
It is what
It is what it is.
We need-
And I want to be able to say, Jeff, we got this condemned house. St. Louis County did their part. Now we got to do our part. Let's get it boarded up.
And if they take the boards down and get caught in it,
Get arrested again.
go to jail for it.
We just need to be consistent
Exactly.
on what we do. We've been,
Exactly.
I can show you in my notes that we have been talking about these
Yes.
condemned
Mhm.
housing.
Yeah.
I have been talking about, I've been sending, people to look in the backyards. People been
Mhm.
throwing toilets and seats and everything in the backyard, and we go back and forth
Bags of garbage.
for years. Garbage and everything. It's been going on for years. They used to board the houses up, and no one is doing anything about it now. But I've been reporting it on my report
Let's get it
because
done.
it's a health issue.
Let's get it
So I
done.
got involved, and I don't have nobody to be consistent. Public Works will not do what they need to do.
Mhm.
If the truth be told, I have asked, I got documents back from October the 25th, 2019. I can show it to you right now, how I have written Public Works Supervisor concerning these issues that we're talking about. No consistency, nothing but, okay, that's all I've been getting. And that's it.
Well, I'll say this. Can I make this, Ms. White?
Okay, let me interject here. Point of information. Trustee Harrison, are you on the phone? Because she keeps texting me with these and I can't, keep
Well,
responding
you
for
can't.
her. So she needs to respond either on the phone.
Yeah.
So, Ms. White, when we get,
Trustee Harrison, are you on the phone?
Ms. White, so we get this list of condemned houses that county did what they were supposed to do. Now it's back to us. Ms. White, can you interject in Public Works and have these homes boarded up? You as the chairperson.
I just came to that as a chairperson. First of all, you have to think, it has to go through something with the courts. Is that right, Betty, first?
I'm saying we've been, what I'm saying is why we
Well,
have been there.
It can, one thing we can do is take possession of some of the houses that people are not responding to.
Right.
They've already told us that at St. Louis County, when the last attorney was here. So that's all we have to do. The city can take possession of these properties.
That's a great discussion. And that's
And
something
do
that
what
we
we
might.
fix them up and
Fix 'em
sell
up,
them.
Do what we
Fix 'em
wanna
up,
do,
yeah.
fix them up, demolish them. I've been contacted by a gentleman that they will demolish them. So whatever the city decide to do with them.
Well, if they're in bad shape, they can be, torn down, but if they're capable of being rehabbed,
They can be rehabbed
maybe
and
we
we can
do
put them up for sale or
sponsor
rent them out.
homeless family, or
Yes.
something like that. You have
Well, I
give
tried to
back.
get that project a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
it was thrown out, but, but yes, we can.
Mhm.
So that will be something that we can look into again,
Please, let's do it. And that
but I need
is,
help.
that is my report.
We gotta work together on that one.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Mr. Robinson?
Oh, one thing, we was going to discuss the police contract back in April, March. Because of the COVID, we didn't have the meeting. Please take note on the information that I gave you guys, so we can, when is our contract up, Mrs. Mitchell? In
October 31st.
October 31st. We can make our decision now. We can get up out of our contract now, but, we can roll it out to October. But please look at what I gave you in, I've talked to Miss Ivy, she gave me her concerns. I talked to Mr. Hill.
Yeah, we want police and we don't want abusing.
So,
We don't want none of that.
if you have any concerns between county and the co-op, you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me, call me, and I will, because I'm talking back, both of them calling me. I'm talking to both of them. I'm talking to the co-op and I'm talking to St. Louis County. They both, asking me which way we swear, and I'm telling them I don't know.
Tell them come to the 19th.
Well, one thing I would like for you to do is have St. Louis County give us a contract for 16 hours. I honestly don't think we need 24 hours.
No, it's not that bad around.
I have a question for you too, Mr. Robinson, is, and I've had people talking to me about, reaching out to the other municipalities, and I know that you've talked to Overland, and I know you talked to your city, okay? I know Paige, I was late with their paperwork. I don't know if you can reach back out to them again and tell them to resubmit it. I don't know what other police things that are around us that would, that could help us out, but that was a question. Can you address that?
What exactly do you want me to address?
I don't, but who, all that you have addressed?
Well, I've addressed that before. I reached out to 8 different municipalities.
How many?
8.
Eight, okay.
But
Reached out,
Go ahead,
reached
I'm
out to
sorry.
8.
Okay.
We sent 8 letters. We sent a letter to Normandy. We sent a letter to Paysdale, St. Louis County, the North County Co-op, Overland, St. Anne, U City, and Bell Ridge. We sent to those 8 municipalities.
Did you ever open, I'm curious about what Paysdale
Yes, I
contract
did.
was.
I did entertain Paysdale's bid,
Okay.
and it was just as high as St. Louis County.
Huh?
And
Well-
Paysdale asked for a $48,000 startup.
That's what just as high as St. Louis County?
Yes,
Page there. Wow.
I don't say that.
because I'm telling you what I did. I looked at it. I looked at all 3 bids from a 24-hour service.
Okay.
Okay, and with the 24-hour service, from our ordinance, the 24-hour service, North County Co-op was the lowest, and Paysdale is not internationally certified. Co-ops is internationally certified. St. Louis County internationally certified.
Wait a minute, what you mean? Co-op is internationally certified?
Yes, accredited.
Really?
They
Yeah.
weren't before,
I still
so-
will, I still think you should maybe give them more time, because I don't think.
I feel I gave everybody an appropriate amount of time. I gave everybody the same amount of time to send a bid in. I gave everybody the same amount of
I
time.
know, but St. Louis County already contracted, they already in the business of
Okay.
contracting. So is North County Co-op. And Overland wasn't, Paysdale wasn't. So I think that's why you didn't get any more, because you really need more time for them to research and get everything together. So I would like to see a letter go out again and give them more
No,
time for
I'm
16 hours.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Well, we want,
No, I don't want to do that.
I make a motion that we do that.
Oh, well, no.
Do you think we get 24 hours from county?
Mhm.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, they will if you pay them.
I'll give you I'll give you their answer that they gave me.
No.
I'm gonna give you the
Okay.
answer they gave me. Technically, yes, we get 24 hours of service from St. Louis County.
So you're saying there's a police officer in this village 24 hours a day?
No, I'm not saying that.
No, what they're
No.
saying that if we
No.
need them anytime,
If we
they'll
need
call,
them.
and they take their time in coming.
I don't know all that.
I
Now,
That's true.
our
I
contract we're under right now reads 16 hours of service
And 8 hours of,
and 8 hours of routine drive-through. I think it's one every 15 minutes.
that's what it should say, but it's not.
Well,
I'm
I'm
just
just kind of seeing them more.
right.
And-
They are.
And what it is, the contract is this. We have an officer assigned to us from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Then we have an officer assigned to us from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. Okay. From 11 p.m. at night, or 11:01 to 6:59 in the morning,
We don't know.
we don't have an officer stationed in the village. But you can call them
Right.
and they will come.
Do we need one?
2 or 3.
Do we need an officer?
Not at night.
From 11 to 7, probably.
Our crime is super low though, but I mean,
It
okay.
is.
And that's stuff that I'm glad we're talking about and it's coming out. I mean, and that's something that we need to discuss. I would like to have an officer in the village 24/7. I mean, I would like to. I mean, no telling what might happen at, like I say,
11 to 7.
what was it? 12 o'clock one night, 12:30 one night, somebody tried to kick in my back door.
So when you
That's
say,
15 hours.
so when you say 24 hours, it's gonna be a cop in this village.
No, it ain't.
No, it's
No,
not.
no.
Not if we share them with Bonita Park, it's not
Yeah,
going
we
to.
just don't.
No.
We're gonna be part of the beat.
Well,
We're gonna be part
okay.
of their beat. We're
I'ma
not
tell
gonna let
you
no
what-
cop hurt it. This village too small
It's
to have
gonna
a
be a
cop.
beat, exactly.
It's gonna be, this village is too small for us to have a cop here 24 hours, so 7 days a week. This gonna be part of a beat. I don't know why they won't tell the truth.
I'm
That's
just-
exactly what it's gonna be.
I'll
It's gonna be part of a beat. Miss, I was the police. What they gonna do, it's gonna be part of a beat. So basically, what they said is 24 hours. Is it gonna be a police officer in this village 24 hours, 7 days a week? Absolutely not. No. It's only 2,000 people in this village. We don't even need an officer here 24. We don't. Where are you gonna be sitting at?
Right up there.
Supposed to be sitting there, but you don't see him.
That's not gonna happen.
Right.
I mean,
This
I
bitch, that's not.
Even if they ride.
I totally agree. That's why it's something that we need to discuss and we need to decide how we want it.
So the only
Where
ones
you
is,
think up there, that's where.
so, and Ms. Mitchell,
Right.
so basically
Right.
St. Louis County, North County out. Yeah, so he not putting up
No.
more meetings.
No, the bid process, we went
Well,
through
we
the bid
already know
process.
why.
Yeah.
Well, Ms.
Because
Mitchell,
you want North County Co-op.
Yeah.
Yes.
Say what? Because I want North County Co-op?
Yes,
Yeah.
and the
That's why I
residents do not want, there's so many
the
residents
residents don't want.
Okay.
that don't want.
So, okay, let's do
Ms.
this.
Mitchell,
Let's do this.
it.
Let's do this.
This is the plan.
Let's do
Right.
this.
All along.
So I put the process out there. I gave 8 municipalities the opportunity to bid on this
How
contract.
many responded? Just
3
Just St. Louis County, North County, out there, who else?
in Overland.
They didn't have much time.
Over
And Paysdale
responded?
was a day late.
I'm
they
not
declined.
Was
holding
it
the
expensive?
process back up.
How was Overland?
Overland responded that they couldn't do it at
They
this time.
declined it because they didn't have enough time. That's what I'm saying. If they are
They
not,
didn't
Miss Mitchell, Miss
Yes.
Mitchell, you did not read the letter. That
I
is not
did.
what they said.
No, I didn't read that letter
Okay,
because you didn't
and
give
that
it
is
to
not
us.
what they said.
You didn't give us the letter.
Okay, do you need to see the letter?
Well, yes,
Why?
you should have, because
Why?
all of us should be.
And I
Like you
sat
said, we are
here.
board members.
I sat here and I read the letter. Did I not?
So basically, Ms. Mitchell, we already know what the, I
Right.
mean, we already know St. Louis County out, North County is. This-
No,
that's what's
Matt.
the plan from the
Now, hold
beginning.
up, Matt.
Ms. Mitchell, that was the plan from the beginning.
Now,
Right.
Matt.
I know.
Now you going the other way now,
I
Matt.
know.
Okay. Now you showing your other side. Now
Well,
the
we
thing
all
is
should
this:
show our
it's
side.
9
We
of us
disagree.
here, and if 8, 7, 6, 5 vote for St. Louis County, that's where we going, St. Louis
Oh,
County.
but there we go then.
So I mean, what is all this?
Okay.
You
Would it be
still got
any
St.
harm?
Louis
Would
County.
it be
You
any
still got to
harm?
go out to bid for it.
Would it be any
I don't want
harm?
either one of them.
Just say May now to October.
Yes, St. Louis County too.
4 months, 5 months, would it be any harm
To put
to
on-
put them bids back out there again
No,
and
it
see
would
what we
not.
No,
need?
it wouldn't be.
I mean,
All it is sending out letters.
Would it be any problem?
Ms. White, if you tell me to redo the process, I'll redo the process, Ms. Chairperson.
It's quiet as it gets.
Just giving everybody some time now. If they don't
Well,
submit it,
can we request bids anytime during the year?
Ms. Chair, Ms. Chair, if you request me, Ms. Chair, if you,
Contract need to be renewed.
That's what she said.
if you tell me to start the process all over again, Ms. Chair, I will do it.
I don't have the fun word, this is a board decision, we just take a vote
Yeah,
to see
that's
who
vote.
wants to do that, that'd be the right thing to do.
Yep.
Am
That's
I
vote.
correct?
Yes, that's vote.
Ms.
Well, I mean, if that's the case,
Ms. Dorothy.
no.
You don't wanna do that?
That's
No,
for you to make
no.
the motion, Ms. White, if
No.
that's what you wanna do.
No.
So you don't wanna
No.
resubmit it, Greg?
I did the process. What I got to go through all over it again? And we're gonna be in the same boat where we are now. Y'all don't want, who, I mean, where we at?
I make a motion that we send the
No, I'm
letters
not
out
even gonna let that
again.
happen.
You
No.
you can't stop it?
No, I'm not even letting that happen.
How you not gonna let it?
I'm not letting that happen.
If we make the motion and we vote on it, it has to be done.
That would
Greg, you don't wanna do it again?
Because I didn't do nothing wrong.
You can just say
did anything wrong.
No, we didn't say, no, you didn't do anything wrong.
And we gonna end up in the same boat where we are.
Well, what would it hurt?
Go ahead, we're bored. If y'all vote for it, and Ms. White, you have the power to do that. That's why I say, if you tell me to do the process all over again, I'll do the process all over again. That's the chairperson.
I think you need a vote if you want
You
to.
have to vote it, baby, that's just been a,
So is there a motion
monarchy.
to?
Yes.
A motion
Yes,
is made.
I made the motion.
And I
that we-
second.
Well, y'all ready.
I'm sorry.
The police is being over again.
Y'all ready.
He said, y'all right.
Why is that raggedy though? Ain't we the board?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Can we do that?
yeah, y'all, as long as y'all can, y'all don't want to go ahead. Vote on it.
Let me ask you this, have you talked to the residents, any residents about their feeling with our police department?
Yeah.
What kind of
Well,
feedback
I
have you
think
got?
we need to have a public meeting on it then.
I already know what they gonna say.
And that's
We
what,
already know that.
and that's, that
We
was the
already
plan,
done that.
and that was the plan for March,
To
to have a public meeting.
the
We got
virus
6
thing.
people watching now, maybe them 6%.
That was the plan. That was the plan. So why don't we do this? Won't y'all vote on how y'all want me to do it? Since, I mean, I thought I did it right. Did I do it right, Ms. Dawson?
Don't act
The
like-
motion
thought
is
I
on
did it
the
right.
floor.
How much time did you give them? A month?
And,
Was
So-
But that's my statement. If you give,
yes, I gave them a month.
if you give police department a month to submit a contract to service our Hanley Hills, and they've never serviced another municipality before,
other than theirs?
other than theirs, it's gonna take them longer than a month to get their figures and everything together.
Board, tell me how y'all want me to do it.
I made the motion.
And I
that we
second it.
Okay.
For how, now,
Wait a
Give
minute,
them
you
2
not-
months.
I think if you give them 3 months to get it
3 months.
in,
Mhm.
Okay,
3
my
months.
recommendation is you make a reason why we're redoing the bid process.
because we only received 2 contracts.
Oh, yeah, that's.
Well,
And we don't
Are
like
gonna-
either
Are we gonna
one.
contact more than 8 people?
then please give me a list of who y'all
Yes.
want me to contact,
I would
because
give you a list.
I've
Okay.
contacted
Do that.
I've contacted the surrounding areas.
It has to be
We
around
can
the
do that.
perimeter.
We can do that.
I
Give them
I
a list.
contacted everybody next door to us.
We can do that. That makes sense. We can give them a list of, other ones.
As long as it's in the surrounding areas.
I did that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's what you said.
Okay,
So
cool.
the motion should be, we want to redo the police contract bid in order to get more than 2 responses.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Please give me a due date when it need to be done.
Okay.
The contract is up in October, right?
October 31st.
So,
This is what, so this is
April,
April,
Every-
May, June,
Mhm.
July.
Point of
Right.
information, every bid process has a deadline. So
Thank you.
what's the deadline we're giving
I
them?
did give you 3 months. I stated 3 months now.
You said
if-
3
Give
months?
a date. A date.
Uh,
I don't have it.
No, I don't need a date, I just need to know.
I want a date.
It's 3 months from the day she sent the letters out. I don't know when she's gonna get the letters out. So I can't give a date.
What, 3 months from the day that she sent the letter?
Yes.
So,
So
no,
say,
so-
say if
The
it's
letter
in
from
May,
the
June,
next
July,
time in May.
August.
So it'll be in
Say if it's at the end
July.
of-
So we're talking to about until August.
Okay, we're in a pandemic, so we don't know when they'll
Right,
respond.
exactly.
But anyway, the motion is to redo the police bid due to only receiving 2 responses in the previous bid, and the deadline will be 3 months from the date of the letter, correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Do we need a roll call vote or voice vote?
Roll call would probably be more appropriate.
Okay. Trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Robinson,
Yeah, why not?
trustee Ivy,
Yes.
trustee Hill,
Yes.
trustee Greer,
Yes,
trustee Taylor,
Yes,
Chair White,
Yes.
motion carries.
Madam Chair, perhaps somebody should call St. Louis County and ask them if, we can get some kind of assurance from them that, the contract will be extended until we can get through this process.
They probably.
Well, their
will,
contract
because of
doesn't
this
end
one
till-
going
You mean after October?
Yeah.
After the virus.
It shouldn't go, okay, we should have someone before they,
Well, what is this, May?
This is April.
this is still April.
If you wanna give people 2 months to respond, that's
3 months.
July,
Yeah, I said in August.
August.
September and
You gotta have
October.
some time for folks, if it's gonna be somebody new, to make that transition.
Yep, yeah.
Is what, you think it'll take them longer than 3 months?
Well, I have no idea.
I don't think so.
I just know you don't want to get caught without having any police officers.
Well, right now, we don't still.
You silly.
I don't think St. Louis County's gonna leave you high and dry, but
I don't
somebody at
think
least
so
ought to
either.
ask that question.
That's police commissioner.
we don't have no right, we have to keep it. I mean,
Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
1 year term.
Boy, y'all something.
Well, if you want, I will, I ask.
I'm pretty sure you will.
Yes, I will.
So am I submitting to the same department? Any new ones? Cause I asked you last time who you wanted me to submit them to.
We'll let you know.
Why you can't let me know now? I got everything on top right now.
You said he.
I did, you
After
see it.
time, it's for the sake of time.
Will we set them all again and give them more time?
Bell Nora, Bell Red. Nora.
Overland,
Hello?
page, they say page seven.
It's my turn.
I mean, is that eight?
Eight.
Okay, okay.
Charlotte, Charlotte.
Say it in.
St. Anne already said they, but if you send it again.
And Overland was.
And I
gonna
think
give
we
me-
only need 16 hours plus, like we're getting now.
I thought,
Greg, are you done?
Oh, I've been done. I've been, I believe I was long ago.
Okay, it's a chairperson's turn. Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Just looking for my friends. I have some comments to make and some changes to make, so I need your attention, please. Betty Mitchell, with the way that you've been conducting the business with the, with your statements and with your previous, we can all follow your trail because you have a people's trail with the work that you're doing. And I thank you for that. And if there's a question, there are always things to ask and find somebody to help you with the answer. We can appreciate that. Gregory Robinson, I think that you do well when you get upset, but it's okay. Only problem I see with you around here is with all these regular cars all over the place. And especially on this side, over on the other side on Benita. Oh God, Benita, this man with this trailer truck, and now I can see that his house is empty now, but the trucks and things are still just sitting there. They've been there since the wintertime.
It is my problem,
Like,
because I don't know about it.
no, I didn't say it was your problem. I thought that you went around and checked the neighborhood. That's what you're supposed to do, right?
I drive through the neighborhood,
Okay, so you don't remember seeing that?
no?
Oh, okay, well, it's like four
And if
doors,
you see
four
problems,
doors from Jeff's house.
report it, give it to the city hall, let me know I need to check on it.
Okay, all right, so you didn't see it,
No,
okay,
I haven't.
all right, okay.
Jesus. Yeah, I get attitude. Oh,
Miss Ivy,
Well, that's your job.
I know it's been winter time and you've been having a problem getting yourself together. I thank you for your patience and your endurance and trying to get our streets done. So we just have to wait till springtime or the summertime, and they'll get done sooner or later. I think for that. And when you get through, finished with the street here, I don't know how we all gonna work this because Missouri Water Company has repaired streets all the way around, all the way around. So you have half the street that's just beautiful, and the other street like is on the cross. That's what it looks like. So, and it's, so therefore it should be cheaper to get it fixed, according to me, I don't know. But you may want to take a ride around to see what's what, because some of the places we still have, especially on alert, up to alert and Driftway to Hanley. It's just really,
And I
really
understand
bad.
that.
And I spoke with Oldie about that, and he said, we don't have the right stuff put down there, that's too raggedy, the whole street needs to be torn up and done over again.
Well, and I understand that, but how many years of deterioration is this? It's not gonna take just
Probably
me
40
getting on
years,
the
I
road.
know,
Okay,
but I'm just saying the holes are just getting deeper over there.
well, that's what.
And they have not patched it up. I know you have some places they have been patched, but the particular area did not get patched, so I don't know. Okay, all right. This is a public, well, I wait till I get public works because over on Stillwater and Titus, there's not a street sign. Stillwater is still up there, but Titus is not up there. And I've been talking about that for at least a year.
Street sign?
Huh? Yeah, it's a street sign, it's not up. So when you make that turn, because it's a curve, you don't know what street you're on because the street changed its name 4 times. So I just thought you might want to know that.
What else is Page and Dusty, remember? That's been,
Well, I know
October
they're gonna get
25th.
Page and Dusty, because that's one.
Dusty sign is not up.
Okay, I don't know all the street signs, I have not seen street signs, I don't pay attention to signs, but you know some.
Yeah,
some signs
I do,
will be put up.
I've given, Public
That
Works.
got addressed.
I gave him a list.
She did, she did
I
give
gave
them
everybody a list.
Yes,
Right,
sure
the
did.
street.
I put a list in everybody's mailbox. That was 2019,
Yeah, right.
in October,
Well, Miss Taylor, the only Miss
in October.
you don't forget nothing.
I got my.
I know you
Excuse
did.
me, let me finish
Okay,
this,
go
it's getting late. Public relation. I understand what public relation does, and I don't have a problem with them helping people. I don't have a problem with anyone helping anybody, but things supposed to be done right and in order. Last Saturday, food was given out. I don't have a problem with giving food out, but there's a way to go by when you're in a community, okay? You get sued and be liable.
Right.
So the police weren't notified. When you got people coming in and out, trailing in and out, they should want to know why the traffic is like that. The police should be around just to see if something's going to happen. That wasn't done.
No, social distance.
I did not visualize anybody coming in and out and getting stuff. I did come up here. There were bags, about 4 bags left on the floor. I don't know if they took them out to the car and put them in. I do not know, or whether they came in here and got them. They probably should have been outside on a table, but they were not. But that's what you get when you don't communicate. So there's a lack of communication, you know. And if Elliot David decided to come around, we will all be liable for that. Because I can hear him say that. Okay.
That's his spot.
Well, we shouldn't be liable for it.
Well, I
we
was
have
told-
certain
Individuals.
We represent him here.
I was told they came in and they were coming in and out of here, which should not. have
Okay,
been
they
happening.
should have done that. See, I did not witness that, so I can't say. Yeah, okay. I know, I did not see masks, I did not see gloves on the person distributing it. So, okay, all right. I said, that's what I did. They might have done it earlier, but they were not when I was here. That wasn't being done.
Doing always with the
Oh. Okay, since we're on public, okay, that's public relations, right? Okay, I'm trying to read my writing. Letters, building. This here is a no-no. The president on the wall and the governor, we voted to have the Village of Hanley Hills put outside.
That's supposed to
And
be
that's where
outside.
This is supposed to be outside on the door. Remember that, Mr. Greer? And they said, who gonna put it up? And I didn't know if you volunteered to put it up. They've been told. Other people have called Jeff and asked him to come and remove this Village of Hanley Hills supposed to be outside. The president and Ms. Park should be here between the two flags,
Right.
not shoved up
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
yeah,
corner.
yeah, you right,
That's
you right.
And they lay it on the
You all
counter
going to jail.
for
I'm not going
weeks.
to jail. I'm going to
Yeah,
jail.
yeah,
Okay?
Well, you know what they do?
Excuse me, that Village of Hanley Hills needs to be
So
outside
it needs to
where we
come down,
voted
go
it for it to
outside.
be. It belongs outside somewhere. I think it just was to be on the building, so people know that this is the Village of Hanley Hill when they come through. So, what month is this?
April.
April. In March, this was supposed to be done, which has been about 4 weeks ago. And so, yeah, we come get it and it's still up there, so.
Well, we
Yeah.
have did,
With-
and we
that's,
asked him to move
with the
it,
next
and he
approval.
said, and it would, told him not
It's not
to.
supposed to be up there. Okay. Okay. And one more thing here is with the code enforcement, I think Mr. Cleveland, Mr. Cleveland, I would like to have a bi-weekly report from Mr. Cleveland, that's every 2 weeks, of what he's doing, what is it he ain't enforcing, if he's encountering difficulties. I'd like to see it on the paper and present it to the media so we can all see what Mr. Cleveland is doing. One thing, I think he does not have the proper, I have not seen the proper ID on him. He needs to have a shirt or something that says Village Code Enforcer, Village of Hanley Hills. Okay. He should not be wearing the trustee badge that was supposed to be locked up over here. He needs his own badge or a picture ID with his name on it.
Okay, point of information.
Okay. I have not seen it.
I did not order the code enforcement officer a trustee badge. I have documentation to prove it. I ordered a code enforcement officer badge. Now, if he got a trustee badge,
No, he
he didn't
has,
get it from Dorothy because
Okay.
Dorothy didn't order a trustee badge.
he
I
has
don't
a
know.
code
I-
enforcement
And I have
badge.
not gone to those trustee badges from years ago.
That's right,
They
yeah.
still in the safe.
I
And Dorothy did not give
I
him a
didn't say that
trustee
you gave it
badge.
to him. I heard this from the police.
No,
Yes, I did. I wouldn't be sitting up here telling you that.
well, they can't
She
read.
said
Well,
police,
well,
not
I know.
commissioner.
No,
But I'm just
no,
saying
I'm not
that he
looking at you.
needs stuff to identify him.
He does have that, his
Don't he have a
badge.
And he
I
got it
don't
on his
know.
car.
Right.
And he got it on his car.
Does he, I don't know
There's a
if he's
placard?
using the one
You
book
say you have a
to write,
placard?
No, he has it on his card.
on his
On his-
comments.
And on his
And
car,
on
he
the
got
car.
magnet signs that he's enforced on his car, but
I ordered the
No,
signs, they're on his
usually,
car.
people need to see that.
Well, they
keep
can't
out
see
the
that
window,
big
they
sign.
knock on the door,
On his
he needs to have that. Okay. Mr. Okay, no, I think I went through everybody. Did I miss any department?
Tyran.
Oh, oh,
She missed
Billy,
out the
I
news.
keep- Mr. Tyran has been complaining because he does put his 17 inspections and 18 something else, and he does this stuff every month. He tears his paperwork in, type, and we all have Dorothy that would type the papers if they're turned in a week before time. She would be glad to type your papers up. Is that right, Miss Dorothy?
Yeah.
A week ahead of
Give it to me,
time.
I'll type them up.
Okay, all right. Now, we have down to the
You
end.
didn't mention the
What about Mr.
newsletter.
Hill?
newsletter,
Who's Mr.
Newsletter.
Hill?
You
He
didn't
here.
mention the newsletter.
Newsletter.
I'm happy we get that
Okay,
stuff
wait a minute, we
done.
got one more
Have you
thing,
been
wait a
down
minute, I got another thing that I missed
there?
here with public relation about the, newsletter. The newsletter that goes out, and it might be and it's my fault too, because I did not read, and it is 115.102, in the code and the ordinance book that we're supposed to both be looking at this paperwork, and I'm supposed to approve the things being put out. I have never approved anything put out that's been put out by her, okay? The reading, and if you have seen the little letters, you cannot read it. If you're older than me, or as old as me, you can't see it. You just can't see it. The front page is a lot of stuff is on the front page. And it's good to have the board of trustees name and stuff on it, but we need a column that says in bold print, a senior's registry or senior column, so they, and big enough so they can read it. Instead of making normally stuff big and 24/1 stuff big, we need to take care of home first. And so that's the thing that needs to be done. I know she's not here hearing this now, but I will tell her that myself. But as far as the newsletter go, larger letters written out. What else I got down here? The senior column. That big thing up there needs to go outside. Okay, who did I miss? Cross.
Parks and
Building. I know you go out and do the inspection, but just in case you go out and to a certain house and the house next door on either side of that looks horrible, something's wrong. If you could give a note to Dorothy and somebody go check it out to see what's what. If there's anybody in there that's gone or whatever, because you may not know if anybody's in there or not, or anybody in there dead or what. We don't know that. And we have had that happen here in this village.
Oh, we have?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Of course, the world is this. Parks and trees. Okay. All right.
You did.
I would like to make a motion. Can I make a motion?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I have 3 things to say. We're gonna have a transferring positions. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, transferring of positions. Okay, fine.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
and you're
Okay.
listening to this, right?
Okay,
Yeah.
right. Public Works, Mr. Jeff, will be taken away from Public Works. Why? Because of the appropriation of funds and things that have been done that's not been done, not having any control over the employees, the people that he employed. And so we're gonna switch him to Parks and Trees. Okay, that is for Jeff's Walton will go to Parks and Trees. Matthew Hill, sir, will go to Building Inspector. We're doing this until after the next vote because we should have done this 2 months ago, but because of all this confliction, we was gonna wait until April. But we're gonna do this now, and when it's time, whenever we have an election, then we can change the seating again if it needs to be done. I missed somebody. Tyrone Greer is gonna be over Public Works. So, here's right in my face. I can't read my writing. Tyrone Greer is for Public Works. Matthew Hill, Building Inspector. Jeff Walton will go to Parks and Trees.
Can I say something?
I've already talked to them. This is not coming as a shock to them, but this is what the board needs. I make a motion that this positions be approved.
Okay, Tyrone Greer, what, Public Works?
Tyrone Greer, Public Works.
Matthew Hill Building,
Matthew Hills, Building Inspector.
and,
Jeff Walton, Parks and Trees.
okay.
Okay, so let me clarify something. That I don't like confusion. I don't like people arguing, fussing, and fighting, and cussing. I'm not used to that. That frightens me terribly bad. I don't like anybody boasting and pushing and harassing people or threatening people and bullying people. I think that once you get out of grade school, you shouldn't do that. But I hear that this is still happening here, and it's not right. We have a code in the ordinance at 117.130. It talks about the conduct, the work habits, and the attitude. And if you see somebody doing something wrong, maybe they don't know they're doing something wrong, but there's a way to talk to everybody, and you should address it. If they don't adhere to that, write a note and send it to the office and say somebody maybe need to check just to see, because you don't know what their thinking is or how they're doing stuff. We're supposed to be helping each other, not fighting each other you know, and if we stay and do our job, you don't have time to mess with other folks in their job, okay? The police come here to do their job, you don't butt into the police work, tell them what to do and what not to do. That is not the right thing to do, and that's not representing the whole village. So you have to realize that when you in a public figure, you know, people watching you, and the least little thing you do, they're gonna have something to say. And I know if I came up here earlier Saturday, they would say, yeah, she was down there too, giving out stuff, and I didn't have anything to do with it. But first of all, I didn't know anything about it, period, until 12:05 Saturday afternoon. That's when I heard about it. Okay, so I made the motion, so,
Question,
yes.
with Mr. Hill already got, bid in the works
Can I
for the
finish?
work to be
Yeah,
done
go ahead
for
and
parks
finish
and
that off,
trees?
Yeah, I wanna finish
He's
this.
gonna
Should
finish
he
it off.
finish
All the
that?
projects, everybody is a, not a reluctant child, but it's a slow time, and you can still finish the project that he's working
Yes,
on.
let me finish that.
And
That's- I would not allow anybody to come in and take over what he has done and what he is
And the
doing,
work.
okay? And this is on what, this
Thank
is
you.
March to something, I don't know what it is.
Thank you,
Oh,
Ms.
but
Mitchell.
anyway, April, and so we're supposed to have the voting in June, so it's really 4, 6, maybe 6 to 8 weeks that you'll have this position. We'll see how we'll do. We'll come back and discuss it when it's voting time. Everybody will be reseated, or whatever at that time. Do y'all think that's fair?
I got one more question.
Okay,
Okay, with, parks and trees having a budget. That's my concern with Mr. Trustee Walter.
you will not be allowed to purchase anything. Excuse me, did you hear me? He will not be allowed to purchase
Okay,
anything.
all right, I didn't hear that.
Capital
Okay.
ANYTHING in red.
I think I can
quotation and
spell, I know what
Okay,
anything
all
means,
right,
but I
okay.
didn't hear
No,
you
he
say
will
that.
not be allowed to purchase anything.
Okay,
So, no. If it's something's
I
wrong
agree.
with something, we just have to, if it's not an emergency that we all know about, it will not be done until the election is over.
Okay.
Okay? I still got a motion here, we need to
second,
and pass on it.
I second.
Who second? Who second?
I second.
You second.
Effective when?
Immediately, last week.
So the
It
meeting-
should have been 2 months ago, right, Mr. Martin?
a year
But we
ago.
thought we were gonna have a vote and stuff, and we didn't, so.
Okay, roll call people. Okay, the motion on the floor is to switch positions. Trustee Brewer will now be over Public Works. Trustee Hill will be over Buildings. Trustee Walton will be over Parks and Trees. That's the motion, correct?
Yes.
Okay. The vote? Trustee Mitchell,
Yes,
Trustee Robinson,
Yeah,
Trustee, Ivy,
Yes.
Trustee Hill,
Yes.
Trustee Greer,
Yes.
Trustee Taylor,
Yes.
Chair Wise.
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you, Lord.
No, I gotta go. to work.
I have something to
Chair
tell you a
Wise,
minute later. Yes, ma'am.
I need all of that stuff that you just said. I needed to type it up.
Girl, you can't read this, but
Well, you need to do something so I can get it.
I will, because I can't read it, but I will.
You need
I
to
have
get it
notes
to
here.
me.
I
Okay,
have notes here.
all
Okay.
right.
Miss, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ford. You're not in school. Okay.
Have a good
Mr. Martin.
All right.
Call
Thank you, Chair. Good evening, everybody.
them. Good evening.
These are the most people I've seen since last time we were.
I'm sure.
That's a nice change. Okay, I don't really have a report, but I would like to point out something that Ms. Matthews pointed out to me. And that is on the first ordinance for tonight, that's bill number 3, 2020. We need to change the title. Right now, it says an ordinance amending section 125.330 by enacting a new subsection relating to single-family residential, et cetera, et cetera. That is a carryover from a previous ordinance that I did. And the title should read, an ordinance amending section 125.330 of the Hanley Hills Municipal Code by enacting a new subsection establishing a municipal court surcharge for shelters for battered persons.
Or shelter.
Establishing a municipal surcharge for battered persons.
Establishing a municipal court surcharge for shelters for battered persons. Ms. Matthews, can you make that change, or do you need me to make that change?
I
can
need
make
you to make that change and email it to me,
Okay, that's what I will do then.
okay?
Or when we get to the point of considering this, that's what the title's gonna be.
Establishing a municipal court surcharge for shelters for battered persons.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you change the next name? Should have been, what was it, what name did I give you? It already existed, just needs to be renewed or changed over. I'm trying to see. Court clerk gave it. Let's see. What we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 ordinance.
Well, that's all I have.
Okay. I'll look and I'll give it to Ms. Matthews.
What about these other ordinance?
Sorry?
What about the other ordinance?
Well, we'll get to those when we get to that point in the agenda.
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought you was finished.
No, I'm finished with my report. That's all I've got.
Oh, okay, sorry. Court clerk.
Court clerk. Before I do that, I'm gonna give you highlights of the WebEx that I forgot that we listened to with the county executive. He is focusing on the areas public health, humanitarian, and economics. Per the stimulus package, St. Louis County is receiving $150 million, which I stated earlier. The money is restricted and must be used by the end of the year, or St. Louis County will have to return the remaining money, return back to the government.
Excuse me,
Yeah,
I thought it was 175 million.
that's what I said,
I thought you said 150.
175 million.
Okay, thank you, okay.
The money cannot be used for revenue shortfalls of municipalities due to the deadlines in their sales tax revenue. The money has to be used for COVID-19 related services. Per County Executive Sam Page, there may, and the operative word is may, there may be another stimulus package in the works, and this could possibly address revenue loss. However, this is not certain. The county executive would like to see what he describes as robust testing before St. Louis County is completely open up, and he would like to see the numbers of cases going down. At the time of the WebEx, the county executive stated, St. Louis County has not reached its peak. County Executive Page has extended the stay-at-home order with a caveat that he will revisit it in May. Governor Parson wants to open up the state on May 4th. At this juncture, there is no definite plan as to how the state will reopen. Steps being taken to assist those with COVID-19, trying to develop a home testing package for individuals, renting rooms for people who cannot isolate themselves at home. Local university, etc., Washington University, St. Louis U University, and Mercy Hospital are researching how to attack the coronavirus. There would be mobile testing. He is working with Councilman Rita Day and the mayors of municipalities to come up with solutions with reference to the COVID-19 crisis. There may be CDBG funding that will be for the COVID-19 related matters. Conclusion, the county executive would know more about the stimulus money once the guidelines are received. To date, he has not received guidelines. Okay, the court report. This is February. February, we had a number of 3 transactions. Fine amount, $27.50. Court costs, $22, goes to the city. Crime victims compensation, $34, that goes to the state. Crime victim compensation that goes to the city, that's 74 cents. Training fund that goes to the city is $4. Post-training fund goes to the state, $2. Judicial education fund, $2. Bond forfeit, 0. Bond return refund, 0. Restriction, 0. Parking tickets revenue, 0. Total that goes to the city of Hanley Hills is $54.24. Warrants issued, 0. Warrants canceled, 2. Bonds posted, 1. Okay, for March, fine amount in the amount assessed by the judge before adding in court costs is $879. Court costs $99 that the city keeps. Crime victim compensation fund that goes to the state is $62.27. Crime victim compensation fund that the city keeps is $3.23. Training fund is $18. Post-training fund sent to state, $18. Judicial education is $8. Bond forfeited, 0. Bond return, 0. Restriction, 0. Parking tickets revenue, 0. Total that Hanley Hills keep is $80.27. Number of warrants issued, 0. Number of warrants withdrawn uncanceled was 6. Bonds posted was 2. This is the order from the Supreme Court, from the court, Circuit Court of the St. Louis County, Missouri, 24th Judicial District, Municipal District, Hanley Hills. Hanley Hills Municipal Court closed for in-person contact. And this is the reason why she's working from home. The following are the service charges for the St. Louis County Hanley Hills Municipal Court as of April 6, 2020. The St. Louis County Hanley Hills Municipal Court, the address, I don't have to read that. We are not taking physical documentation or payments in person at the office. Scheduled court dates remain suspended. Notice of rescheduled court dates will be mailed out upon the resumption of regular court services. All notice of your new court date will be mailed to you at the address on file with the court. Service charges effective April 6. Continual court service are available by phone. 314-726-4632. You can leave a message and your call will be returned. Court payments can be made online at ipaycourt.com by clicking on Hanley Hills in the drop-down. The case number must be included with online payments and will mail in payment. Money orders and cashier's check only. Okay, no drop-down, no drop box is available at the City Hall. This concludes the court clerk's report.
Thank you.
There's COVID-19 information in the break area. Also encourage everybody to use the St. Louis County website. It's loaded with information. And this month, the newsletter did have a lot of resources for COVID-19. The Health Commission sent out a letter to residents that she just read to you, specifically informing them of what Hanley Hills is doing during the COVID-19 crisis. I wanted to comment briefly on the New Course Institute that I went to March 9th through the 12th. The Institute is a step towards being certified in the state of Missouri and internationally. And also it keeps me in contact with student clerks across the entire state of Missouri. And it's not unusual what we are doing because many of them do have public works people who are either they have furloughed or they are working different hours. Another important point that many things came up in it. The report is in your packet. But one thing that was interesting, of course, the auditor, the different things that will cause an audit to happen whether you want it or not. That's by petition, the governor's request, or if it's contracted by the city. And of course, they will charge you for it even if you didn't ask for it. Okay, moving along, the one thing that came out of it was a documentary that we thought it just turned out to be true. It was absolutely amazing. It's called The All Queen Forces. And it speaks to the embezzlement by the comptroller, Rita Cromwell, of $53 million over 20 years in the city of Dixon, Illinois. She was convicted in April 2012, and at that time it was the largest municipal fraud in U.S. history. So the point is, we need to be glad that there are controls in place where we track people. We do requests for payments. You have to sign in and out for credit cards. 2 people sign a check because none of these controls were in place in Dixon, Illinois. And over 20 years, she was able to embezzle $53 million from them. They actually caught her because she kept meticulous records of what she stole, and it was in her house. And they were able to get it. And this All Queen Forces is on YouTube. So it was on Netflix for 2 years. But the point is, we should be glad that there are controls in place because they did not have controls in place. And that's how she was able to do this over a 20-year period. So that's pretty much all my report right there.
Thank you. Okay, is there any old business? I think we covered that already. Any new business? Okay, what's next?
Ordinance and resolution.
Yeah, that's right, you, Mr. Martin.
Okay, Ms. Matthews, I apologize, I forget how to do these things. Do I
Okay,
do a
it has
first
to be
reading?
a first reading of just the title only, and that does not require a board vote. The second reading, you will have to vote to have a second reading. And the last thing is you vote to adopt it.
Okay,
So the first reading, I guess, of ordinance of bill number 03-2020, ordinance number 174, and ordinance amending section 125.330 of the Hanley Hills Municipal Code by enacting a new subsection establishing a municipal court surcharge for shelters for battered persons. That's the first reading. Now we need a motion to vote, to read it a second time.
I make a motion to read second time for the ordinance. Number
Okay, we need a
174.
second.
Second.
It has to be a roll call vote. All right. Trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Robinson,
Yes.
trustee Ivy,
Yes.
trustee Greer. Oh, he's gone, I'm sorry. Trustee Taylor,
Yes.
trustee Hill,
Yes.
Chair White,
Yes.
motion carries. Second reading. And bill number 03-202, ordinance number 174, an ordinance amending section 125.330 of the Hanley Hills Municipal Code by enacting a new subsection establishing a municipal court surcharge for shelters for battered persons. And the next area is that we need a motion to adopt.
I make a motion that we adopt.
I second.
Okay, trustee Robinson,
Yes.
trustee Hill,
Yes.
trustee Ivy,
Yes.
trustee Greer. Keep forgetting these items. Trustee Taylor,
Yes.
Chair White,
Yes.
trustee Mitchell, we're making a motion to
Yes.
adopt. Okay. Okay, motion carries. So bill number 03-2020, bill number 03-2020, ordinance number 174 carries and is adopted. First reading of bill number 04-2020, ordinance number 175. An ordinance amending section 510.065 of the Hanley Hills Municipal Code relating to single-family residential rental property as provided herein. That's the first reading. Then we need a motion for the second reading.
We make a motion for the second reading.
Second.
Roll call vote, trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Robinson,
Yes.
trustee Ivy,
Yes.
trustee Hill,
Yes.
trustee Greer. I keep saying him and he's gone. Trustee Taylor,
Yes.
Chair White.
Yes.
Motion carries, second reading. An ordinance amending section 510.065 of the Hanley Hills Municipal Code relating to single-family residential rental property as provided herein. Okay, and now we need a motion to adopt.
I'll make a motion that we adopt.
I second it.
Okay, motion to adopt, ordinance, bill number 042020, ordinance number 175. An ordinance amending section 510.065 of the Hanley Hills Municipal Code relating to single-family residential rental property as provided herein. Roll call vote, trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Robinson,
Yes.
trustee Ivy,
Yes.
trustee Hill,
Yes.
trustee Greer.
I
I
agree.
keep saying that, trustee Taylor,
Yes.
Chair White.
Yes.
Most, ordinance is adopted. I'm sorry, I'm just going. Can I just keep going? Ordinance, first reading of ordinance number 052020, ordinance number 176. An ordinance amending the municipal code of the village of Hanley Hills, Missouri, relating to the regulation of temporary exterior storage units. I believe this is regarding the dumpsters, right?
Yes.
Okay, I need, a motion for the second reading.
Make a motion for the second reading.
Need a second?
Second. Second.
Okay, I got you.
Mhm.
Three, that's the three seconds.
Okay. An ordinance amending the municipal code of the village of Hanley Hills, Missouri, relating to the regulation of temporary exterior storage units. Okay, well, I need to, I didn't do the roll call vote. Trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Robinson?
Yes.
Trustee Ivy,
Yes.
trustee Hill,
Yes.
trustee Taylor,
Yes.
Chair White.
Yes.
I did it backwards, but so you know that one.
Madam Chair,
Okay.
can I interrupt for just a
Sure,
second?
interrupt, please.
Couple of things. Number one, on the title again, I need to change this title instead of saying relating to the regulation of temporary exterior storage units. It's going to read relating to the regulation of construction dumpsters and
Construction
temporary
dumpsters,
Mhm.
and what else now?
construction dumpsters and temporary exterior storage units.
Okay.
Okay, that's item number one. Item number two, if you look on the second page, there are blanks for days as for how long you want the permits to be good for. Now, paragraph two is, you can't have a temporary exterior storage unit placed on the property for more than 24 hours without a permit. And the permit shall issue for a period of time not to exceed how many days, it may be extended once for an additional how many days. Temporary exterior storage units are the storage trailers, those pod things, everything but a construction dumpster. Everybody understand what the distinction is?
Mhm.
So how much time do you want to allow for those permits to issue?
Oh, gosh.
So you're asking us as a
Board.
board of what?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Something to big dumpster, depends on how much junk they get out. I don't think they want to do their job and work, I don't think it should be out there more than a week or 2 weeks.
Well,
14 days.
sometimes they're long, this is 14 days.
14
What do you give
days.
us?
Well,
2 weeks, yeah,
Maybe extended once for an additional,
14 days.
Mhm.
I think that's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah.
Make those changes.
Okay, wait a minute, now, you said permission shall issue for a period of time not to exceed how many days?
14.
14, okay. And then it may be extended once for an additional
14 days.
Okay, all right.
And then in the next paragraph, these are the construction dumpsters.
Mm-hmm.
That generally takes a little bit longer than just moving things out of the house and storing them. So permits shall be issued for a period of time not to exceed blank months.
1 month,
So we're talking about when they do the street,
One
they have the
month.
dumpsters out like that, yeah.
Okay,
Should we just change that to 30 days?
it's fine, I
Just to
think.
be
Yeah.
consistent with the previous one,
30 days?
30 days, and maybe extended for no more than 30 additional days.
Mhm.
And what number you on? I guess 3, is it
3,
3?
on page
3,
2.
oh, here it is.
Okay,
So not to exceed 30
30
days
days.
as opposed to 1 month.
yeah, we're just gonna say 30 days.
Okay.
All right, now since we made those changes, we need a motion to amend bill number 05-2020.
I still make that, I still
I
make that
make a,
motion.
okay, that's it.
I'm sorry, did we get a second?
Second.
All right, and now we need a roll call vote on the amendment. And then we will need,
Okay, here's the roll call vote on the amendment of 052020. Trustee Mitchell,
Yes,
trustee Robinson,
Yes,
trustee Ivy,
Yes.
trustee Hill,
Yes.
trustee Taylor,
Yes.
Chair White.
Yes.
Okay, then we need the,
okay, and where are we in the process?
motion to adopt.
Motion to adopt as amended, bill number 05-2020.
I'll make the motion.
Okay,
I'll second it.
roll call, trustee Mitchell,
yes,
trustee Robinson,
Yes.
trustee Ivy,
Yes.
trustee Hill,
Yes.
trustee Taylor,
Yes.
Chair White,
Yes.
motion carries. Okay. Okay, we are at 177, what is this, the administrative search warrant?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. First reading of 062020, ordinance number 177, an ordinance repealing Article 4, administrative search warrants of the municipal code and enacting procedures and requirements for the issuance of administrative warrants. Need a motion for a second reading.
Myself will make that motion.
Okay.
I second it.
I second.
Who second?
Taylor.
Taylor, okay. An ordinance repealing Article 4, administrative search warrants of the municipal code and enacting in lieu thereof a new Article 4, establishing procedures and requirements for the issuance of administrative warrants. I keep doing it backwards. The roll call vote for the second reading.
Excuse me, I have a question. This is, I'm just saying, warrants for what?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
This is for really, whenever you go onto private property, if property owner says you can't come on my property, you really shouldn't come on there, you should go get a warrant. That's why county police is concerned about dealing with these squatters, because they're going onto private property and they don't have specific authority saying that they can go onto private property.
So how would this affect our code enforcement?
Well, the existence of this ordinance shouldn't affect them at all.
it's the one.
Well,
When
thing.
the code enforcement
Can he
officer,
go, he can't go on the, private property because when he's checking and he needs to give a ticket or a warning first?
if the code enforcement officer,
It's in here, it's in the
if
order.
they let him on the property, that's not a problem. But if they say
don't,
you can't come on my
can't go
property,
there.
then you should go get a warrant,
Right.
Oh, okay.
okay? And I'm sorry, have we had the vote on the second reading yet?
Yeah, this is the second reading vote. Trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee Robinson.
Yes.
Trustee Ivy,
Yes.
trustee Hill,
Yes.
trustee Taylor,
Yes,
Chair White, and I'll read it again just anyway. An ordinance repealing Article 4, administrative search warrant of the municipal code and enacting in lieu thereof a new Article 4, establishing procedures and requirements for the issuance of administrative warrants. Okay, so,
And just so you all know, I changed the title from administrative search warrants to administrative warrants. Because of two reasons. Number one, the search warrant has kind of a nasty sound to it. And the second reason is that these warrants can be other things than searching. I mean, it's, for instance, going onto private property to take care of the squatters.
Mhm.
That's not really a search, that's something else. So that's why I changed those.
okay, the next step is the motion to adopt.
Make a motion that we adopt that ordinance.
Second.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna do the roll call vote. Okay, trustee Mitchell,
Yes.
trustee
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Trustee Ivy.
Yes.
Trustee Hill,
Yes.
trustee Taylor,
yes.
Chair White.
Yes.
What about trustee Greer?
I know, I kept saying it, didn't I? I kept thinking he's here. I did good that time.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so he's carried. Attorney, Martin, I would ask that you would send me these corrected forms.
I will.
Okay.
And I'm also going to take a look at the ordinance about condemning property and give you a short memo on that, and then we can go ahead and distribute that to everybody.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
Okay. Everybody done? Somebody you want to give a.
I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
I second.
Okay.
Third.
I just want to let everyone know
This round just adjourned.
it was. I just want everyone